Let me get my board back up here. Okay. And let me turn this off right here. And are we on yet? Oh, fam, are you watching what's going on right now? I mean, the NFL is celebrating the Super Bowl teams, talking to everybody. I know one thing, what's his name, Bradley Roby or something like that? Did you see him, like, walking it back a little bit, what he said about Tom Brady? Because, you see Brady sitting there next to Jared Goff, right? And they're asking him all kinds of questions. Jared Goff looks like Tom's student or something sitting next to him trying to be coy and cute. Tom's sitting there with that smile and says, yeah, I heard what they said about. He's not saying it, but he's thinking, yeah, I heard about what you guys said about me. Can't get the ball downfield anymore, get a little up there in age. Okay, well, we'll see. I got to tell you, I thought the Chargers had too much for the Patriots. I knew that the Chiefs had too much for the Patriots. So I've seen enough. Belichick has his pulse on ass kicking a whole can or two, right? So I don't see the Rams to go get their ass whooped. Anyway, enough of that. Because, I get mad every time I talk. Anyway, fam, pertaining to us, the 49ers are expected to pick up the option on are not expected to pick up the option on Pierre Garçon's contract, which is really interesting because I just noticed that today. The other day I didn't really notice it. This is a few days old. So I said, what? Really? I was sitting there waiting around for an announcement. Yeah, Kyle said it last week, in fact. You might have got it mixed up, but they didn't make a big deal out of it. But yeah, it's been confirmed Garçon is not coming back per Matt Maiocco as well. So Garçon's contract, which would make him an unrestricted free agent, and he's open now to sign with anybody, any team on March the 13th. Garçon is scheduled to make $6 million, or he was in 2019, in salary and bonuses. The move would save the 49ers $1 million on the salary cap, which doesn't seem like much, does it? But what it does do is it opens up a roster spot for the dueling young the dueling young receivers, and there could be 3 or 4. A couple could be unnamed as of yet. And I ain't talking about AB. AB doesn't have to duel with anybody. If he comes in, he will play. But, I mean, who else? Who's going to play? I was saying it's going to be interesting thing. Because I figured Dante Pettis may have this wrapped up. Because Dante, if he gains some weight and can avoid getting hurt, dude is going to scorch the league. I am convinced that that's a complete freak that just needs Jimmy G, and look the hell out then. 49ers also have decisions to make on the scheduled 29 contracts for Arik Armstead and Malcolm Smith. I mean, if you and I were making the decisions, we know what we do, right? Well, as far as me and you and me, I would keep it Arik. Depth. I need depth with guys that have been in the system for a minute. I can't get rid of Armstead. All right, Malcolm Smith, there's no problem saying goodbye to Malcolm Smith. He's only going to come in hurt again and play 5 or 6 games and get paid incredible money. But what about Robbie Gould? Here's a conversation that's gone on unbelievably long, and actually this should have been put to bed before the season even ended. The 49ers should have extended Robbie's contract December 1st at the latest. I mean, come on, man. Kickers are not. You can get a kicker anytime, any place, anywhere. We can go to, you can go to Mexico. There's a lot of great soccer players that'll put that ball between the bars in a heartbeat with no problem. They're probably thinking, because, they're thinking, why should we pay Robbie Gould all this money, man? We can get a kicker anytime, anywhere, So let's just go to say we're hopeful to work things out with Robbie. He's kicked unbelievably for us. He's been incredibly clutch for us, and we'd like to reward him for that. Okay? So how long does it take to get a deal done when you're talking about a player that has delivered with near-flawless consistency, John? In the past 2 seasons after signing a 2-year, $4 million contract with the 49ers as a free agent in 2017, Gould is connected. Check this out. Gould is connected on 72 of 75 field goal attempts. That's mind-blowing. And even though they keep sending Zerline to the All-Pro Bowl, I mean, it's wrong. Robbie is the cream of the crop, and he's on our team for now. If we don't sign him, Chicago signs him in a heartbeat. And Robbie will agree because it's his wife and family are back in the Chicago area. And Robbie just say, I'll be there in the morning, Chicago. See, so John's got to quit fooling around. As I say, the franchise tag is expected to be approximately $5 million. The 49ers want to go that route. But why would they, Niners? Pay the man $6 million and give him a 3-year. Is it 5 a year? Okay. Give him a 2-year contract, $10 million. No, give him 10.5. Come halfway on that. We cannot afford to have. One thing you watch other teams, I cannot stand watching teams lose because a field goal kicker went up there and blew it. He ain't got to be with 30 yards out or so, and he completely blows it. Robbie doesn't do that. Let me do the first installment of Let Me Holler at You. John Lynch, stop horsing around, man. Sign Robbie Gould. You know what? I don't care about anybody else on this team. Ruminate all you like. But Robbie Gould gets a contract as of yesterday, John. Stop, man. What are you, crazy? Then we got to go out and get a field goal kicker that may miss. And we're sitting there on our seats on every time he goes up there like, oh, man, we got this game. All he's got to do. When Robbie walked out on the field, give me a cigar. We got this game, Jack. Yeah, look at that. Niners win it. I like that confidence in my kicker. Woo, man. Oh, God. West Coast 57257. Josh Allen at 2. There's a little conversation about that yesterday. It's pretty funny, huh? 6 point ejected FP6. I can't get enough 49 foosball. 120 Horatio Flores. He says, hi, people. And Jeff Tan refers to me as Uncle Ron. Who are your top targets? Jeff Tan, if we're going to continue to be friends, unless you're like 16, don't call me Uncle Ron. James Harbright says, what's up, Ronbo? You the best. Harvey Huegas, what's up, fam? What's up? Niners! He said, you know what, hit that like. Somebody else already said they hit that like. Rodney Cars. Hey, Rodney, what's up in Memphis? Checking in. What's up, Empire? Let's get this off season started. Hey, you know what, though? I just realized. No. Civic Sport Detective FP6, the Niner Empire needs to hit that like for Mr. Ronbo. Civic, thanks, fam. Brick Hillman. Lynch is on the clock. I give him a C+ so far. Make a move, spend some quality bread, and don't be so conservative. WTF. See, I do not think it's about the spending and the money because they paid, when they paid Jimmy G, I realized at that point the 49ers are not concerned with expense. They're getting told no, because if they were going to pay, the rumor was that they were going to pay, we were going to pay Khalil Mack more than the Bears. You saw what the Bears were going to pay? So that means we would have had Jimmy G I think Khalil Mack would have been making the same money as Jimmy G. Woo. Because that's what the Bears are paying him about that much. Just mad money. From what I read, I might have read it wrong, but that's what I remember. Mark Lacilentos, the way we draft, I'm thinking Rashawn Gary. I know, I thought about that too. Franklin Baker Jr. says the pick has to be Allen or Bosa if available. We've been looking at that promising edge, and it's fallen to our laps. Solomon's that power edge. Interior guy on the passing downs. Yeah, you know what, though? We got to wait and see what they're going to do with let's see what Chris can do with. He's looking at film right now, and we're not getting any decisions on that yet. We've not heard anything about who's going to be the strength and condition coach either. Have you noticed that? Slimmy Long 52, yo. So, yeah, I know. Slimmy Long, you know what I was talking about. He says, I hit that like. Should I stop asking for you to hit the like? It's funny. And Barry says, hey, Ronbo, hey, how you doing, Barry? I'm doing all right, man. Jeff Tan, Bosa, and Buck, a.k.a. Airbnb, Niners trending up. And ESPN, or Vegas has us winning only 7 games next year. I noticed something about the Vegas line, though. As I look down through every team, I put that on Instagram, by the way, and I think I put it on Twitter, too. I noticed all the way down the list, they dropped everybody back a couple of wins from last year, right? So we won 4 last year, so they gave us 7. So they said if any team is got the potential to bounce up, it is the Niners. I said, okay. Vegas has got to be conservative, right? Because people are going and making bets right now. So Vegas is probably saying, yeah, we don't know what anybody's going to do, but people still want to make that bet right now. Okay, we'll take it. But we ain't going too far on this. Because, no, I'm not even going to say that. I'm not going to say the I word. All right. James Hall says, gang. What's up, James? Man. Anyway, where were we now? Yeah. So and speaking of James, I believe he's on the telly. James.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Ronbo?
James, man, I tell you, we Garçon is gone, like we probably expected.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Arik is probably walking on thin ice because they got to make room, and they're probably looking at some prospects they want to bring in. And why haven't they signed Robbie Gould is my question. I mean, it's bothering me. Stop.
Well,
clowning.
you got to understand, Gould, would it kill him to franchise a field goal kicker for what, $4 million a year?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
I could, $4 million a year. That's what a franchise tag on a kicker is going to be at the most.
And he should be getting paid that anyway. I'd give him 5. John says we're going to reward him for what he's done for us recently. But I'm thinking Robbie Gould is one of them dudes. Because how many times, James, you sat there and watched the game and laughed because look at that field goal kicker. That ball wasn't nowhere near the post.
But listen. This is the thing, though. Look at the games when Jimmy G, I think it was in the 2nd game or the 3rd game against Tennessee.
Yeah.
Gould kicked 5 field goals, bro.
I know.
5.
That's what he does.
And they were straight money.
Yep. I mean, right
so
down the heart of the locals.
I mean, if you ask me, John Lynch say they gonna reward him, but at the end of the day, you could give him a franchise tag this year and next year.
Yeah. And maybe
come
out better.
He gonna be able to go, and when we play teams like, say, we play Vinatieri and the Colts or something, you tell Adam, hey man, you ain't got to ask me how it feel to be the highest paid kick in the league, but in case you want some pointers, just what's up? Gould can actually say that. But back to the moving ons, I knew Garçon was gonna be gone.
Yeah.
I do believe Malcolm Smith, Tart, maybe even Arik, and maybe even Ward. They're going to be the goners, and I'm going to tell you why. Arik Armstead is walking on thin eggshells right now because they talked, I think the caller, Lee, that called in last night, spoke about he's wanting to see Kentavious Street. I keep trying to tell people, anybody that can squat with 700 pounds from different legs, like squatted with the right one out there first, came back, squatted with the left. And would have did it probably multiple times, but he had so many people running and heckling, like, is he human? Is he on steroids? Is he taking some of the same stuff that Ivan Drago was taking when he fought Rocky? You understand? I mean, this is what you got to compare him to. But let's not forget, I've tried to tell people when I watched Street in college, he made Bradley Chubb get so much attention because every game, whatever side they lined Street up on, whether it was to the right or the left of the quarterback, they ran the play in the opposite direction away from him. Okay? And then I seen him line up as the middle linebacker.
What?
If Josh Allen would have had another 2 quarters in that game, I don't think he would have been playing for he might have been playing for the Buffaloes right now instead of the Buffalo Bills, because Street was trying to kill him, man. This guy will throw offensive linemen around. Same way you seen Nelson throw Clowney around.
Yeah.
Street will do that with every player, bro. Now, mind you, the moving on of Arik Armstead, they know they do not want to let Ronald Blair out the building.
He ain't going nowhere.
They're gonna have they're gonna have to sign D-Buck. They don't want Ronald Blair out the building, but we still got 2 D tackles that we're bringing, really 3, because they got that boy Dallaire, Ronald Dallaire, that they brought back on the practice squad.
Oh yeah, recently. And
Street is,
and don't forget Julian Taylor's in the mix as well.
That's what I'm saying. You still got Taylor, Street, and Dallaire. You got 3 tackles that, they must see some kind of promise, or put it this way, they were going to draft Street, and the Giants turned around and worked him out and brought him back in for another workout. And that's where I think he got hurt at. And the Niners, it's been a proven thing with D tackles and defensive ends that if you can get them where they got maybe an ACL or an MCL and it's not serious, you can sit them for a year. That might be an absolute prize in the near future for you. And nothing for nothing, the sheer strength alone. I mean, yeah, we've seen Aaron Donald push people around. Niner Empire, my brethren and my sisters in the Empire. This guy squatted with 700 pounds like it wasn't nothing.
It's all the way down, too.
And I'm talking, Ronbo, from the right leg, put the right leg back and took the left leg out there, bro. With 700 pounds riding on his shoulder. So I hope that all his urine and blood samples come back clean, but,
It's a lot of weight. I know. I was thinking about that.
That's a lot of weight. Remind me of the family, they say that's one of Miss Wilhelmina's boys, okay? Yes, sir. But, hey, man, it's like I think right now we need to realize that Kyle Shanahan he's gonna use the receivers he's got, man. AB is patching things up with Rooney and Ben, and they talking, and probably there's going to be another check cut to make him stay there. You understand? And all these different things, and be going on 32 years old. Jimmy Garoppolo took players that nobody even knew that they were a receiver on the 49ers and just turned them into ESPN anecdotes where they were talked about on ESPN. Look at this great catch from Garoppolo to Bourne. Look at this great catch to Garoppolo to Taylor. Look at this great catch, Garoppolo to Kittle. Garoppolo to Selleck. You see what he did with Selleck when I think Kittle was hurt? Selleck was his go-to guy, bro. Now he comes back healthy, more in-depth in the playbook, knowing all the calls, all the signals, all the checks, and just lighten it up. And let's not forget, we got a backfield of backs right now that's going to count for a receiver. Some people, we ought to go after Lead Bell and this one and that one. And now I've heard a few rumblings like Fournette's available. Well,
after the Super Bowl he might be, but not yet.
Yeah, there's still Jarrett McKinnon. We looked at Matt Breida on one good leg. Okay?
And he was awesome.
You can make a football documentary about the San Francisco 49ers and a running back on one good leg, number 22. Okay? Let that leg heal up. Jarrett McKinnon coming back with that rebuilt knee, and then Jeffrey Wilson in the fold. Kyle Shanahan plans on killing some teams, bro. Yeah, that's exactly what he's making. Yeah,
James,
man.
we're gonna have to call it. But listen, James, as usual,
Problem.
man, great stuff. I love perspectives,
Hey,
yours especially.
one thing
So,
I want to say before you go, and I know you got a bunch of callers. If Richburg ain't ready, let's not forget Eric Magnuson could play that center position and hold it down real good.
yeah,
Eric Magnuson, I do believe.
yeah, he's a strong
Niner
kid.
Empire, Niner for life. And that's just in case Richburg has a setback, but a lot of fans have to realize too, he played hurt since like game 6 of the 2018 season.
Yeah,
And he still went out there with one good knee. Make
yeah.
a dual movie, 2 players. One good leg, one good knee.
Yeah, he's amazing. And he's got an attitude. That's what I like.
Real nasty attitude. Mm-hmm.
All right, James.
Yeah, man.
I'll see you
All
Friday.
right, have a good evening.
You too,
Stay
man.
blessed. Thank you for your time. Thank you for all that you do, Ronbo. Niner Empire, Niner for life. Thank you.
All right, fam. Oh, Scott Hen. Thanks, fam. This is Keelan Ross. I was looking at Keelan Ross just a few minutes ago, actually. I'm not sure. I've never heard of this guy. But that doesn't mean anything because he's a college player. You know what's really funny about the center position? I just realized also, that is also something they're working with Joshua Garnett on as well. Do you wonder? Okay. All-Star Luna says, Nick Bosa or Josh Allen, I won't be mad. I think most of us feel that way. You figure either one could probably work with. One, as you know, is better suited for the 4-3, but that doesn't mean anything with Josh Allen because you may be able to do several things with Josh Allen. That might be okay. Some people have a problem with a guy playing multiple positions, but anyway. Pedro Casina says the Rams corner who got bailed out by the refs is already talking. I know, man. What's his name? Something Roby? It's talking about Brady, and then today he says his comments were taken out of context. You got to say that, right? Brady's coming from. You see where Brady was sitting there with a smile on his face and making jokes and everything. Linwood Collins, what's up, fam? T money sack down. Isn't it bloody great being a faithful? Woohoo! T money sack down. Are you British? I've used the term bloody. Hey, 19 times NFC West champs. Niners. Dominic Winter says, yeah, Ronbo. Oh, God. And, oh, no, we got a birthday. Francisco Alanis. Is that Alanis Jr.? Francisco Alanis Jr. Gaming. Today's my birthday. Should we do the Francisco song now? Happy birthday, Francisco. Happy birthday, Francisco. Happy Niners birthday to you. You watch those cartoons, camera goes in and the guy's got the thing going back and forth in the neck. Francisco! Happy birthday, fam. Oh, God. Elias Fernandez, what's up? Big boss man for the Niners. What's up, Niner fam? Big Heck, you saw that coming? Ronbo's me money. You notice that? Rocking my Garoppolo lots less. Got to go, Mimi. Give me a shout out. I'll get her when I watch show later. Hey! My boy, JJ. Keelan Haas. Oh, yes, we just did that. Scott hit us on the Keelan Ross. Keelan Doss. Yeah, right. It is Doss. Ross is the other guy from 2 years ago. Yeah, I got to watch highlights from him. I noticed somebody else suggested him for the 49ers. Hey, Dre!
Yo. Ronbo.
Hey, yo, Dre.
Hey, yeah, so two things. Two things. So Robbie Gould is not going to go to the Bears. They just signed I think his name is Bobby Massey to a 4-year contract. I think like 3 or 4 days ago. So
good.
We're gonna keep Robbie Gould. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to go to that snow out there in Chicago.
Anyway.
And CBS and NBC Sports has just released the new mock draft, and the reports are from NFL execs that Nick Bosa has dropped. The top guy that will be drafted.
Dre, come back, Dre. Dre, can you believe the system cut down just when he's getting ready to announce who the top prospect is?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Dre, I missed it. Who is it?
So since the Senior Bowl, Quinnen Williams has now arrived at the top pick. Nick Bosa and both Josh Allen has dropped. He was a beast in that game. He couldn't be contained. They switched up. They switched up different linemen on him. I mean, they couldn't do nothing with the boy. And luckily, in the Senior Bowl, you couldn't exactly tackle the quarterback. So you couldn't blitz and you couldn't exactly tackle. A lot of times when they would get to the quarterback, they'd just blow the whistle, kind of like they did with the Pro Bowl. Yeah. This guy was fucking unstoppable. Excuse my language, but he was, man. So, a lot of NFL execs are talking about this guy right now, and I knew that was going to happen when you're, projected to be a top pick and you don't go playing the Senior Bowl
where nobody can see you. Yeah, and now
most definitely. And he was a beast. I watched the first 2 quarters, and I caught a little bit of the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? But I mean, the dude was causing havoc in that backfield, man. He's a big boy too. So I'm hoping that sticks, man, and we're able to go get Bosa. The only thing with Bosa is, he has been a little bit injury prone, as so has his brother. But I would much rather see us get Bosa, you know what I mean, than the second tier big name and Josh Allen. Because I mean, we went with second tier, defensive lineman, man, when we got, Solomon Trash Thomas. And and I just don't want to see that, man. I want that big name guy, from Ohio State. I want Nick Bosa, but I'll take Josh Allen. And also, man, I have to take that back about that Le'Veon bull crap. I watched some of Jared McKinnon's highlights. Oh my God! If that reconstructed knee holds up, you know what I mean.
I've been trying to tell people. People be calling him a bust. I said, what are you talking about, man? Bust? Do you see any film on him?
Bro,
he puts moves on people better than wide receivers.
Bro, I see a play where they threw out to the flats, and I mean, it was probably, I'd say 10 feet. 10 feet with an NFL linebacker, is about 2 strides. It was about 2 strides away from this guy making the tackle and at least cutting off the sideline. I mean, this dude turned on an extra gear and just took this thing to the house. And I said, whoa. Yeah, now I could see Jimmy G checking down and just throwing out to the flats, just like Drew Brees does with Alvin Kamara. Right. It's a wrap. And I mean, when you got Moser back with the good, and then he didn't do anything to the bottom half of his body. Like I said, it was only his forearm. And then you got Breida. And my man James brought up a good point. He was dealing with a leg injury for the whole season. He averaged, I think, 5.6 yards a carry.
Into the season with 800-something yards. 800-something yards on a bad leg.
Yeah, 831 yards, man. And then, one thing I do know about Kendrick, because he is a Portland boy. That's where I reside in right now. I got some family ties where I was actually able to meet him. And he has a very good relationship with Jimmy Garoppolo. And it really impacted him, bro, when Jimmy Garoppolo was out, And if you look at his numbers from last year compared to this year, even in the first 2 games with Jimmy G there, I think he had like three tubs in the first 2 games. So you can see how that affected him. Man, I'm telling you, Kendrick Bourne, Pettis, Taylor, and then we got, 2 good tight ends. We have the best tight end in George Kittle, but Selleck is a good tight end, man. When you run in doubles and when you run in double tight ends and you got to double down on Kittle, man, Selleck gonna catch some passes. And if y'all remember,
Selleck will maul people, getting people out the way for running
most backs. Definitely, most definitely. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna wrap this up, bro. I'm gonna say, like I've been saying, Jimmy Ward, he's a great, talented guy, but he just can't stay healthy. We got to release him, get him out of there. Let's see. Armstead, we got to keep the Twin Towers on Armstead and Buck. I'm telling you, man, this year I think it's going to be the year where he has his coming out party. You know what I mean? So we got to keep – I want to keep Buck. As far as Garçon, that's going to clear up some money. It only saves $1 million, but it seems like he was only paid out like 15 out of the 47 million. So I don't know how it only saves us $1 million. You know what I mean? That's different. But
Yeah,
I'll take that $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna say that Malcolm, you have to go. Bye. We can't. We there's no possible way in hell I could see paying this guy $8 to $9 million, and you've only played 4 or 5 games in 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. So and I do want to go for C.J. Mosley. He is a beast. I want to go for Mosley. I want to see Ronald Blair get a lot more snaps this year. I want him to challenge Armstead in the offseason workouts and in the preseason to get it pumped up and get ready for this year. Like I said, we're going to have Bosa, and as much as I didn't like his production towards the last 4 or 5 games, Solomon Thomas did have some production as far as getting in the backfield and causing disruption and also getting tackles for loss. Couldn't quite get to the quarterback. He only had like 1 or 2 sacks towards the end of the season. Yeah. But another big one. We have to keep Cassius Marsh. We got to keep Cassius.
Yeah,
we have to keep Cassius Marsh
for no other reason besides his dog. Cassius got a lot of dog in him.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog, man, and he was one of the only guys that could get to the quarterback. Him and Buck. Ronald Blair was like our guys who got to the quarterback on a consistent basis, even if they didn't get the sack.
Pressure.
They got to, and So with that being said, man, let's hope that Quentin Williams stays at that top pick. But even if he doesn't, though, I like Josh Allen because he hasn't had any major injuries. And he has a motor, man. That boy got a 383 stroker V8 under that thing, man. You know what I mean? It works coming off that edge. So, with that said, peace to the Niner fam. Hey. Happy birthday to I think it was Francisco. I'm out, man.
All right, Drake. Good stuff, fam. Right, I'll talk to you later. All right.
All right.
Yeah, a lot of decisions to be made coming up for the 49ers. Who will they be? And who will be the surprises? Who will stay? And I think the biggest surprise leaving to me would be if they do release Jimmy Ward. I can't imagine that because the way they talk about him, they like Jimmy Ward for the reasons that he plays so hard. He throws his body in there 100%. And Jimmy makes plays, quite frankly. His problem is, Jimmy's broken the same arm 2 years in a row, right? Maybe you should bring those steel bands or something on as a forearms, if that was legal. Eric Sanchez. Thanks. Eric, you'd be great as a sports analyst. Thanks for him. But probably not. I'm too biased, I'm toward the 49ers. And Linwood Collins, what's up, fam? Thanks for the contribution. He says no 49ers will be in the Pro Bowl next year because they will be playing in the Super Bowl. Cheers, Niner Empire, and huge props to Linwood. I blogged up a piece on that, boy. I tell you, that's exactly what I said. I said Jimmy G will be taking other 49ers with him to the Pro Bowl, but only if something goes wrong and they're not in the Super Bowl. And I said something goes wrong, and I mean it. So I got it on Twitter. Let's see where we at. Rec7YT. What? Is it a question? Guillermo Razo. It says, yeah, Niners! Guillermo! You know where we're going, man. It's got to be Super Bowl time. It's past Super Bowl time. We've been hanging around in mediocrity too long. And Jim Thorokill says, sup? Music Street. Very funny, guys. Call me your auntie, too. Was it? Oh, JT. Watsonville High School. What's up? I'm back. And Brunel Jacob says, hey, guys, who's the actual loser of the NFL? The loser of the Super Bowl. Wait, let me get this right. Hey, guys, who's the actual loser of the NFL? The loser of the Super Bowl. So if the Rams lose, they're screwed. You know, this is why the Rams have to lose. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing. The Rams had no business being there. Some guy tried to break down the film, and he doctored the film so it looks like a receiver tipped the ball. Then if you look at the film, the real film, you'll see the air in reality between that guy's hand and the ball. It's about that big. Come on, Ram fan. Don't be putting out no BS film saying the ball got tipped. And he says, and in that case, there could be no infraction. What? Okay. If you're a Ram fan, I understand your pain. You're feeling a little cheap. You got in there by a circumstance that was pretty much stupid. And now you got to come up with the reasons why. As he says, as he finishes the tape, he says, the better team is in the Super Bowl. Click. Dislike. Jose Martinez. What's up, fam? And Akil Araju. Esto SF, please, challenge. There's some letters. Oh. I read it as it was. I'm so used to reading it. E.T. is Earl Thomas. Okay. E.T. to SF, please. Oops. Nobody's talking about Earl. That's why it may be happening. You know what I mean? Because usually you hear things about, we're hearing about AB all the time, but you never hear anything about anybody else. You notice that? Which you're not supposed to be talking about right now. It's illegal. No, Earl's not under contract. I think he got released. We'll see. Hunter Palmer says, I'm good with Garçon and Armstead leaving. And keep cool. Go get C.J. Mosley and forget about AB. But remember, our run will be adversely affected if Armstead leaves. Last year, I have a feeling a lot of Buckner's success was hinged upon Armstead not leaving in the middle of the season. My theory, I don't know. Hey, Linwood.
What's up, Ronbo?
Linwood, man, we're sitting there talking about who's leaving, who's staying. And they ain't signed Robbie Gould yet. It's making everybody mad. What else? Yeah, Malcolm Smith is still wearing a uniform as of this hour. Pierre Garçon,
unfortunately,
and Garçon has already left. So you know what? We have got to get rid of Malcolm Smith. And if they bring C.J. Mosley, and I imagine that same day, Malcolm, got to talk to you a minute. Are you busy? Yeah, I was. Well, that's too bad. I got to tell you this anyway. You're done. Okay, we're gonna be released and go out and shop wherever you want to. We did with Pierre. They're also telling Pierre Garçon he ain't got to be obligated to nothing either. He can go out and do his own shopping too. So the 49ers are being fair. Oh God! But what do you think of Linwood?
I mean, I agree. The only thing I don't agree on is that Malcolm Smith should have been kicked out on his ass a long time ago. Pierre, I was a huge fan of Pierre Garçon from the Colts to the Redskins, and then when we got him, I was excited. I was real excited, but he didn't pan out for us, for whatever reason.
Hurt. But didn't you want Pierre Garçon a few years ago when we were looking for wide receivers with Jim Harbaugh? That's when I first wanted Garçon. Man.
Yeah, I mean, he was a monster. He was a dog. I mean, he reminded me of a more agile, faster, and Anquan Bolden.
Exactly. That's the comparison right there. Lighter weight, Bolden. Man, hands.
Yep. So I was like, But for whatever reason, didn't pan out. We got a Kittle instead, so you know.
I know.
But I'm excited about this season.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is what it is. I'm excited about this season. It's hopefully all defense, Robbie. I wasn't able to come on your show last night, but I did follow it up today, and I agree with you 100%. Defense. It's all going to play out free agency wise on what we do in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of key players out there that are free agents. It's going to depict what we do in the draft.
And Linwood, did you see the first 7 or 8 picks in the draft, the mock drafts?
Yes, I have.
No offense, nowhere to be seen. I think you have to go down to about 8 or 9 before a quarterback finally gets picked up. The name of the game now is get that quarterback.
You know what? And that lends right into our lap. It helps us a great deal. You know why? Because we've got a Nick Mullins that's proven himself. That's better than any college prospect out there. Yep. And we have Denver Broncos, Redskins, Jaguars. Oh, yeah. That's 3 off the top of my head that could use a signal caller that ranked in their top 15 or 20 this year as a rookie.
And what?
He outperformed.
Are you talking about trading my guy, Nick Mullins?
Yeah.
Oh! Hey, we talked about this last time.
Yeah.
You can't trade.
So,
Linwood, think about this for a minute. All right, we're game 9. We're driving. We've got the Rams right where we want them. They're 2 games behind us. Well, yeah, we can't lose another game because they're breathing down our neck. They picked up momentum. And Jimmy looks like he sprained his ankle. He's coming out of the game. That may take him out for a couple of weeks. In the meantime, the 49ers still have C.J. Beathard to back him up. Oh!
God, it won't be C.J. Beathard.
Oh, my God, please, no. See, I don't want to go through that kind of prayer. Who's it going to be?
You won't have to. You won't have to because Kyle Shanahan is the quarterback whisperer, the true quarterback whisperer. Hence why Nick Mullins is as good as he is.
Well,
so we can get a fifth, 6th round pick and this, that, and be coached up. Nick Mullins, we could trade him to, say, the Jaguars for Ramsey.
No, the Jags probably wouldn't do that. But you know what? You could give a draft pick up. I actually think you could have it. You give up a draft pick. And
I think highly the Denver Broncos are the number one. If their offensive coordinator now. Yeah. And big ties.
Yeah. Because Nick is tough. I like his toughness. You
I do. I mean, I hope he's with us, but I hope he's still with us. But I don't want somebody that's butting heads with our star Jimmy Garoppolo either.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Don't need to worry about that. But
I know.
I do want him standing by in case something goes wrong. And in 3 years, this is the first year of his contract last year. In 3 years, you go ahead and you get that 2nd round draft pick. You know what I mean? Because he'll be that good by then, for sure.
Nick Mullins is our Nick Foles.
Foles, I heard a rumor about where Foles is probably going to end up yesterday. I don't know if it's Jacksonville. It may be. But Nick is going to play somewhere next year. The Giants. Somebody said Nick could be a Giant.
Well, I'm going to say one of the Knicks are going to Denver.
Yeah.
That would be my vote. Denver is high. They really need a premier quarterback out there. They got so much talent.
Elway.
And John Elway is like
as good a quarterback as he was.
So many.
He should have never got Case Keenum, and he never should have drafted Paxton Lynch. For being a quarterback like he was, he has poor taste in picking up quarterbacks. That was just silly.
I know, and that's crazy to me. That's why I said he's whiffed on so many. And then Paxton Lynch. That Paxton Lynch thing has been back and forth. I was like, that's just crazy to me, in itself. Back and forth. We got him, we let him go, we were back. But I was like, oh my God.
Hey, what's the other guy? Osweiler? I don't know what's going on with Elway. He's Osweiler and Paxton Lynch. 2 fails. So we talk about Trent Baalke all the time like he's an ass, and he is. I don't know if him and Elway may be neck and neck on trying to pick up quarterbacks. Quarterbacks, but your marquee players in the first round. Oh my God!
Yeah, Baalke now lives in John Elway's outhouse, and they're trading notes.
Hey, the rumor was that Trent was going to go work for Elway after he left San Francisco.
I know. That's why I said that.
You heard about that? It never materialized.
Absolutely.
Because people in Denver probably said, "Oh, come on, John, don't bring him here." Look at the 49ers franchise. He's going to do the same with you. So.
Yep, exactly. And as far as I'm going to follow up with the caption of tonight's show, Garçon, yes, I understand the release. He didn't produce. Armstead, we need to keep. It was his best year. He wasn't great. He was solid. Yeah. So I think we keep him. Gould, a mandatory sign before March 13th. Mandatory sign. So that's one less thing we have to worry about in free agency. And then one less thing we have to worry about in the draft is getting a Gould kicker.
Yeah.
Because he won a shit ton of games for us.
I mean, too
Point
many.
Blank.
It's like James pointed out, 5 field goals in one game. It's like it was.
And he did it more than once.
Yes. It was like whatever the other team had versus Robbie Gould.
Yeah.
We could get him all the way down within field goal range and couldn't move from there. I suspect that changes this year as far as the red zone goes. But that was interesting.
If Chicago wants him that bad, tell him we want to trade for Khalil Mack. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. We're keeping Gould.
and the way Joe Staley body slammed Khalil Mack, I'm not sure about Mack anymore. I said, Khalil, get up.
Right? Yeah, I know. And that was pretty bad. That was badass, wasn't it? But he's always been a badass dude.
Joe, what did you do to
He's
Khalil?
like, I can't believe.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So defense, Ronbo. Free agency was going to depict it. That's what we're waiting for. March to come. See what we do with free agency. If we get Flowers, defensive end, this, that, maybe go in and get a Devin White or the Greedy.
Look out for Quentin Williams. Don't count him out. I'm telling you right now, the 49ers, the secret now to get your quarterback is get him up the middle so he can't step up in that pocket.
Exactly.
We'll see what they're thinking. There's going to be some interesting shakeups going on between now and draft night. If Dre had it right about Bosa dropping, I really find that shocking too. But we'll see. Things can change.
I hope he doesn't drop. I hope he does not drop because I don't want him for the San Francisco 49ers, but I hope he doesn't drop so that everybody else buys the fool's gold.
I know, because if he's up, 49ers are on the clock, Nick Bosa is available. Everybody's going, oh, please, John! And then some people go, oh, no, wait, John, get
to me,
Allen! So we get,
to me, he's fool's gold. Yeah.
Good.
Hurt, minimal games, that. Yeah. Everybody wants him because his brother, the Bosa, is the Bosa. And I was like, I have never been sold on him. Never been sold on him.
Well, Lynn,
Allen, some of the others.
Too. Yeah. Well, then we got to go. I'll tell you what, I'll look for you on Friday, okay?
All right. Yes, sir, Ronbo. And y'all have a good night.
All right, man.
Hit those likes.
Please.
Hit those likes, fam. Empire. Ronbo Sports. Here we go.
Yeah. There's my man, Lynn. Linwood,
I think I just woke my neighbors up.
I'd have to assume wifey's not home because I know she would not put up with that.
Oh, no, she's sitting right beside me. And she's like, the police are getting called on you.
Because I tell her hi. I said hi to Dak. And actually, Dak screwed up in the Pro Bowl game. And he had no business being there anyway. Okay. I just want to get that in there.
Yeah, no surprise there. I was like, oh, my God.
I'll see you Friday.
Night.
Hi, fam. I don't know. It's so much fun to take shots at Cowboys fans, because, see, the Cowboys are in the same boat with us. They just can't get out of first gear, right? Still stuck in first. And the Cowboys, having lost part of that legendary offensive line, all of a sudden Dak got exposed. Zeke got tackled a couple of weeks ago. Zeke got tackled? The Rams beat him up? What? Man. King G! He says, I've been listening to your channel for about a year, but never writing in the chat room. I was wondering if I could get a 49ers birthday song. King, man, here's the thing, King. Is it your birthday? I try to save that for the birthday, because otherwise, what name do I put in there? So, King, upon your birthday, please inform me, and I'm going to go nuts for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I like singing a happy birthday song. And why? Because, like Linwood, my neighbors hate that noise. Can't sing. Singing is terrible. Even my cats can't take it. And cats are the most tolerant animals in the world. If you had a dog, he'd bite you. Yeah. Razor says, LMAO, that's a tackle the Bears re-signed, not a kicker. Uh-oh. You got to be careful about Razor. Razor, he's a fact checker. And he might as well be, CNN has keeping him straight. What is that, the blonde-haired reporter? He'll come in with the facts on you real quick. So, yeah, I guess, what's that kicker's name that they had, though, Razor? The one that blew it last year. Theandro, what's up, fam? Kim Boutro, what's up? And Ronbo owes me money. SOB, now I'm stuck with this damn Garçon jersey. I never got around to buying a Garçon jersey. I was thinking about it, though, because I like Garçon. But when he went down in the first season, I got over buying a jersey because, for some reason, something clicks in your head that, well, ain't no point buying a jersey now. He ain't going to be back for the rest of the year. So, Shanazel Shabizzle says, my dude, what's up? Happy Monday, 49er fam. Sup, fam? Emmett K. Patel says, revamp the offense and defense. And you don't see the killer about the 49ers. They've been working on that defense for 2 years, actually. And Dre is back saying, no, it was a kicker. All right. So that's, Dre, that's you and Razor could go on that one. Emmett, oh no, we got that. Dolomite says Garçon was never the same after his neck injury. Besides, he is over the hill. All right. And young Uno says, I hope Garçon goes. Yeah, he's gone, man. Harvey Wiggins says, with Garçon going, Bourne is going to take 15, and AB is going to take that 84. I hadn't thought of that. Is that Salvador, or is there a number mixing? Is there the V missing? Is it Salvador?
Is Omega, right? And the young Uno says, I hope Garçon goes. Okay,
I'm going to wait for his name.
Harvey Wiggins. So with Garçon going, Bourne is going to take 15, and AB is going to take that 84.
What's up next?
I hadn't thought of that.
Here we go.
Salvador, or is it the
Salvador, I've been sitting there watching and listening to the recording. Yeah, Salvador. I've been sitting there listening to the recording the whole time. I was wait till he gets to his name. He's going to see. Oh, he's looking for me.
Salvador.
Hold on. My bad, Ronbo.
Oh, man, you ain't never
I was watching through my TV and I'm multitasking.
Yeah, I noticed.
I like watching you sometimes.
Salvador, hey, so I just found out, I guess everybody knew. I laughed because I said today, wait a minute, this news is old. Garçon has been released. A lot of us thought he was going to be released, but we didn't know for sure. And because you know how Kyle is. Kyle will keep a guy. CJ Beathard hasn't been released, and that scares me to death.
Wait, so that's official?
Well, yeah, for Garçon. See, you didn't know either. Yeah, Garçon's been released. He's unrestricted free agent. He can go out and do his own shopping now. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that was easier. Than I thought. I thought he was on the
and
team.
fast and quiet. Painless. No screaming or noise or crying.
Yeah. How much money did that add to our cap room?
$1 million savings on the cap. Only $1 million saving on the cap. So it's not a real big deal, But what it does is free up a spot for either Dante Pettis or somebody else. Or
okay, yeah,
AB.
So that's a roster spot.
Don't say it, AB.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
How's business, Ronbo?
Hey,
booming.
That's
how you're supposed to respond.
There you go.
Booming.
Jerry was
okay, Ronbo. So let's
talking about
check
today.
this out.
Go ahead.
All right. In order to get Antonio Brown over here to the 49ers, obviously we cleared up a roster spot. That's done. We have to find a number for him. Do we give him 84, or do we have to make him pick another number? Because I'm not sure how many 80s we have available.
Well,
and 84 does look good on him. But I know who has 84.
Did you hear?
Problem.
No, but somebody just suggested you give Bourne number 15, and Bourne surrenders 84 to AB. How you like that? Does that work?
That's a possibility, but
Yeah.
but this is the thing. You're stripping a guy of his number. He's been in the league for 2 years.
No.
So I mean, you're just taking I don't know. I mean, to the naked eye, to any NFL fan, it's okay. They won't know the difference, but that guy's family and that guy's like close immediate circle, and even Kendrick Bourne himself, he might not be able. Yeah, he has feelings. That's coming. It's easy to say, but it's kind of hard to do. Jimmy Ward, he gave up his number because he knows his time is done here. Remember when Richard Sherman came?
That was the reason.
It was like he handed his jersey off when he hopped off the plane.
Jimmy picked him up at the airport. I got your clothes right here, baby.
Yeah.
And
I got you. Hey man, this is gonna look good on you. Woo! 25. Woo! I mean,
that's cool.
Ronbo, all right, let's talk about some free agency. In free agency, I'm not really sure if these numbers are correct, but I've been looking online, and these contracts that these edge rushers are going to get, it's pretty ridiculous.
I know, man.
They're making about $15 million at least for an edge rusher this year.
At least. I think that's the minimum, Salvador.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy. That's why I'm starting to think about it, and really want a budget edge rusher in the draft, or not in the draft. And I think one that is a perfect fit is that guy Cameron Wake. He's from the Dolphins. I think he'll fit good with his coach that we just got from the Dolphins as well.
He's a free agent?
So, and yeah, he is a free agent. And I know he's up there in age because he's like 37, getting to be 37. But, if you're going to add rotation and then we draft another edge rusher, because I still want edge rusher in the draft. But if we're going to already draft an edge rusher in the draft, I don't want to spend a ton of money on the edge position, especially not no one like Ziggy Ansah or like Dee Ford.
Oh, he'll give you 4 or 5 games. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Brandon Graham's probably the only guy I would pay money for. Because he's a gangster.
Mule, he does not get hurt.
Yeah. Brandon Graham and like D-Law, like DeMarcus Lawrence. But other than the top guys, I don't really want to cut those checks to those, to those edge rushers, just because they're entitled, just because they're free agents and they're entitled to a bigger check. I'd rather get, someone cheap in free agency. We still bring him in rotation, because we still have a guy coming in the draft. So that's what I want to do in free agency. I really want to hit the secondary hard in free agency. That's where I think we should focus our money on.
Secondary. Well, who's available in secondary free agency? I looked through that list. I didn't see anybody. Did you see anybody good?
I saw that name Adrian Amos recently.
Yeah.
He's from the Bears.
I saw safety.
I think he plays strong safety.
Yeah.
I think he plays strong safety. He might play high safety, the single high safety. So he's one guy I would try to bring in. That's another thing too. Everybody wants to focus on Thomas, but he comes with the price. Ronbo, he's injury prone. So it's hard to say. And do you really want to label as the Seahawks copycats? I kind of want to get our own guys in here. I want to stop getting the leftover shadow players. Because I saw on the free agency pool too, KJ Wright is a linebacker on free agency. He's gonna hit the market, so yeah. I really don't want Saleh to go snag him, just because he's a plug and play. Even though I don't know.
How old is KJ though? KJ's 31, somewhere in there.
He's gonna be he's probably gonna hit.
I figure he's about the same age as Richard Sherman.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, he was on the Super Bowl teams, so he's a veteran. I did see I saw something in there that said he's struggling in coverage, so that's what automatically turned me away. So but I haven't really looked at his film like that, but that's another name to keep out there. We might bring in.
Man, I just hope we could bring in I just want a kid out of college. There's so many of them, Salvador. We gotta be able to get.
There's a lot of linebackers.
There's so many kids coming off the edge now. It's like it became a fashion statement throughout the college ranks. Man, if you can play the edge, man, you can get work in the NFL. Offensive line or edge, I know where the money is. You know, I can't get mad at him if he's playing for the money, but just be good at it, okay? You know, that's the only thing.
You think that report that Dre was saying is right about Bosa dropping?
I haven't saw that. I haven't looked through the report. I'm not sure when he saw that.
I mean,
that's going to fluctuate back and forth.
It is possible that, you know, Allen goes number one, you know, just given the scheme that Arizona's going to run. But, yeah, I really don't want freaking San Francisco passing on Bosa if he's there at number two. Because then
they won't. I really think they won't. Because
I mean, hopefully we don't.
It becomes a no-brainer, and if they don't do it and anything else they do backfires, the public will be all over that front office. If Bosa goes somewhere else and does well, and we're still struggling off the edge, the conversation will get really bad really fast, Salvador.
Yep. And I hope that Arizona doesn't take Quinnen Williams at number one, and they leave Bosa and Allen there at number two for us, because then we have to pick. You know, what the hell do we do? And then that's going to start. That's going to start a war in this, you know, this chat room, and this empire is going to be.
I know, man. People going to be fighting again.
It's going to be like,
Sal,
it's going to be Armageddon.
Sal, we got to go, but get ready for it, man, because I'm telling you right now, I would bet the farm that the Cards are taking Quinnen Williams number one. They don't need Bosa. They've already got an edge rusher that's better than he is, and they got Chandler Jones next to that dude. If the dude got hurt last year, if his leg is all right, Cards will still say, Bosa, we got Gould. His last name was Gould. I can't remember his first name. And they got Chandler Jones on the other side. You get Quinnen Williams, that team is suddenly really dangerous. They were already tough. Anyway, fam, I'm telling you what.
Hey, Ronbo, I'm looking at your chat room. I got one more. I got one thing to say for Dak Prescott. Yeah. You're whack.
So, we've had a couple of Cowboy fans that drop in on occasion, and a couple of Ram fans, other than Rudy, they come in talking major comedy, boy. Dak.
All right, Robo. You take care. You have a good night. Nice talking to you.
Dre says check CBS Sports, the mock after the Senior Bowl. Okay, CBS Sports. There you go. Okay. All right, Sal. Talk to you later, fam.
I'll be on that right now. All right. Thanks, Dre. Thanks. All right. You take care.
Yeah. Okay. There's been some comedy up here. I'm gonna have to walk my statement back because Cynthia busted me. I said Jimmy Ward. Okay, I'm gonna apologize before I say this, so you know I'm taking it back. Cynthia, she chimes in by saying, "What was Jimmy's ranking of 50?" Cynthia, are you kidding? Jimmy Ward's PFF grade was in the 50s. So, you know, maybe they prorated it. I mean, if they do prorate it, because Jimmy doesn't put up enough time to have a PFF score, actually. But I'm telling you, the way John Lynch talks about Jimmy Ward, he likes the way Jimmy hurls his body out there and gets it hurt. Honestly, though, I don't want Jimmy playing cornerback. In the slot, not bad. Safety, he's a little better. I'm just saying, I don't know if we can get rid of him. Jimmy's like that, what is that, like that mosquito bite that just, every time it gets wet, it itches? That's Jimmy. You know? I like Jimmy. I'm just kidding. Civic Sport Executive P6, let me get a Niner! Civic, thanks for the contribution. I got B-slapped in here a couple of times on the chat so far on some statements I made. Okay, I'll see it in a minute. I was laughing because I got caught. Cynthia just busted me on Jimmy Ward's PFF score. Somebody needs to come up with some numbers on Arik Armstead because I got a feeling he's not getting. They're not going to pick him up for $9 million. So. They'll probably say to Eric, listen, we're prepared. We'd love to have you on our ball club. But at this time, we really don't think that $9 million is exactly fair. We need a little more production from you. We liked what you do with the run game, but we're going to need a few more sacks and a few more quarterback hurries and pressures. No, I can't say that either because Eric did get a lot of pressures on the quarterback. It was constant. Eric just never got there. Okay, let's see. If I had to bet, though, I'd say, man, I don't know. It's a hard case to call. Okay. Oh, your name is Nathan, and it is my birthday. All right, Nathan, you know, in that case, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, King G. Nathan. Happy Niners birthday to you. Here you go, Nathan. I thought you just put me on, man. Just didn't hear that noise. Oh, here we go. Booty Bandit had me laughing. You know, I was crying about trading Nick Mullins and having CJ to back him up, right? Booty Bandit chimes in with, y'all could take Flacco. Can you see Flacco sitting on? Don't laugh, Ronbo. Kyle Shanahan probably likes Flacco for his accuracy and his toughness. Am I right on that? Does Flacco have accuracy? Kinda. I'll never get over that dude beat us in the Super Bowl. The hell did Flacco beat us in the Super Bowl? Anyway, hey, say, Die You Mercy Zongwe. He says, my birthday, can I get a subscriber, please? You guys are messing with me now. It's everybody's birthday now. Guys, you know what? Okay. Die You Mercy, let's do it tomorrow. Because some people are going to get bothered by me singing happy birthday too many times, right? The neighbor's going to be, you know. Pedro Casina says, Kendrick Bourne about to have a breakout season. Well, I like Kendrick. I really do. He makes them Sports Center catches, man. I mean, Donald John says, hey, Ronbo and Empire fam. And Sean makes a good point. He says, I be listening, bro. Sean, I saw that remark you made earlier about I'm starting to believe that John Lynch can't close deals, you know? I'm starting to wonder, dude, John, everybody gets away? I understand the Raiders situation, but not everybody now. Come on, John. Renee Carruz says, hello, my 49ers, diehard sport. Pappy Ronbo, Papa. Niners! It says, is that Jaime Square? Jamie, it's a Jaime. Jaime Square. Oh, is it? Let's go to the next call. Hey, Nighthawk. Nighthawk? You're Nighthawk.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, there you are. Nighthawk was happening, man.
What's going on, man?
You know, Nighthawk, in case you haven't been noticing, Pierre Garçon is now an unrestricted free agent, and he is no longer a 49er. And,
okay.
Yeah, Arik Armstead is.
He was not doing nothing anywhere.
Well, there you go. And Arik Armstead, they haven't picked. They're talking about is everybody's wondering if they're going to pick up his contract or not on March the 10th or 11th, whenever that expiration date comes. And also, Nighthawk, have you had enough of Malcolm Smith?
Huh?
Have you had enough of Malcolm Smith?
I don't know. I mean, what do you...
Nighthawk, now turn your notifications off because it keeps beeping you out.
Okay.
Can I get you that? Yeah. Wait, but Malcolm Smith is is another decision to be made. Because actually, I actually think they're gonna pick up Arik Armstead's. He knows too much.
I'm back.
Right, and Malcolm Smith knows a lot, but he just doesn't play. He comes up every year with a pulled hamstring as camp starts, and then 2 or 3 weeks later he'll come up with another injury, and then he gets those unrelated injuries.
If he go too, it'd be good to him. He should go too.
Yeah, and also you got Robbie Gould has not been signed yet, and it's making everybody crazy, especially me because
I mean they got to sign him right away. Come on.
Yeah, I cannot stand field goal kickers that miss. God, that kills me. Woo.
They have to sign him.
But anyway,
because you're not going to find a good You're not going to find a good kicker. You're not going to find a good kicker like him.
There's only a couple in the league that are just real reliable. I mean, look at Janikowski. Janikowski, if he's not falling down, I mean, he almost killed himself playing the 49ers trying to kick a field goal. And he's supposed to be great. And look at that dude in Minnesota who lost to the Seahawks because he missed under pressure.
And then Chicago, he hit the fucking through the post.
Man, how do you hit the post like that? He did that more than once during the course of the year, and they lost the game. Oh, no. See, that's why Robbie Gould is worth more money. Robbie Gould, if I had it my way, Robbie Gould would be picking up $6 million a year. I mean,
I think this should give him $6 million.
Oh, hell yeah, man. That makes me crazier than that. Remember Thomason? Thomason actually fired 2 kickers. I remember the Steelers did last 2 years ago. They couldn't get a guy to kick a field goal to save his life. Whoa. So, yeah. I'm done. Anyway, Nadok, what else, Nadok? Okay. I could have gave him a warning. Okay. Okay. Who are we going to now? Jaime Square. What up? I agree. I think Pettis got potential. Hey, Nighthawk, you get back into it. You got to turn those notifications off, though, Nighthawk, because that's a real loud noise, okay? And you can finish up. Okay. All right. Meantime, well, it's a big show. It's a big show on tonight. Here he comes. He comes in doing a tray. Big Show, you're supposed to go, finally.
Finally, Pierre Garçon, that know-nothing, washed-up, has-been player is off of our field.
Yeah, there he goes. Riding off into the sunset.
Anyways,
no playoffs, no rings, and a bad neck. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, first of all, I want to put an end to the people who are wanting to trade Nick Mullins. Number one, he has got 0 trade value right now. If he goes to another team, I have a feeling he's going to turn into complete poo, because Kyle Shanahan has a rare ability that no other coach has, and that's to turn players
in the better with the art. Scangarello was involved in that too. Give him some credit.
Yeah, him too. And there's no way in hell that they would give up an all-pro corner for a third-string quarterback who's going to be probably end up back on the practice squad if we do end up signing somebody to back up Jimmy Garoppolo this season. And so I just don't see us ever getting rid of him. Like, he's gonna develop with us a little bit longer than CJ. I think this is CJ's last year, honestly. He's not worked out for us, and it's showing that he's not grasping or learning Kyle Shanahan's system as quickly as Nick Mullins has. He's not processing the information as fast as Nick Mullins. You know what I mean? So I think this is a make it or break it year for CJ, and if he doesn't show any signs of improvement or any signs of him getting Kyle Shanahan's offense, then he's gone after 2019, I think. And as far as the draft goes, Ronbo, I heard that Nick Bosa is falling out of the top 5, and I had a feeling this was going to happen.
Whoa! Top 5? That far?
If he's not going to work out at the combine, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
And he has.
I agree with that.
Bowl, so
and that not showing yourself in the Senior Bowl
did
hurt.
Exactly. That's gonna hurt your draft stock a lot. And so those Nick Bosa fanboys need to realize that his injury is more serious than everybody thinks it is. He wore a knee brace in all of 2017 because he had knee issues as well. People seem to forget about that. And he also in 2018 tore his pectoral core muscle. So I don't see what all this hype is about. I don't see all the hype about Nick Bosa. Like, he hasn't seen the field since the beginning of 2018, Ronbo. He's had 5 sacks his first year at Ohio State. Then he went to 8, and then he went back down to 4, and then he got injured. So how are we going to judge a player like that who is supposed to be the greatest thing since sliced bread? And you have Josh Allen over here, who's racked up more sacks in one season, 17, mind you, than Nick Bosa has in his entire career at Ohio State. You know what I mean? So I don't.
Solid argument. I agree.
You know what I mean? I don't see. And there's no way in hell that the Cardinals are taking a quarterback at number 1. So let's get that idea out of the window too, okay? Because they put all their money and investment into Nick. You
can send Nick. There's 2 or 3 teams that'll give you stuff, and this coach, for reasons I have no idea, he can go ahead and get Kyler and be happy, live happily ever after. See, so what you do is he gets his quarterback and he gets draft picks.
I don't see them doing that. I see them taking either Williams or Allen, and then if Allen or Williams are not there for us, then I see us trading down. And don't be surprised if we go out of left field again this year.
Wait, don't be surprised if
look
what?
Out for the name.
What?
If we go out of left field again this year like we did last year.
Oh.
Look out for a name of Andre Dillard. He's a tackle. He's the second best, highest graded pass blocking tackle in the draft this year, coming out of Washington State. So he was on Kyle Shanahan's scout team too, I think.
And it would make sense too because Joe is down to his last season, and you're going to hear the entire Niner Empire breathe a collective. Oh, because everybody. That's not the sexy pick; it's the sensible pick.
And honestly,
but not the sexy pick.
If you think about it, I don't think DeForest Buckner wants somebody next to him who's a little bit inexperienced, and he doesn't have the time to mentor or teach somebody when he's carrying the most workload on our front 7. You know what I mean? So
good
I don't think DeForest Buckner wants somebody inexperienced next to him. I think he would rather have a polished player that you can plug in right away and will get up on go. You know what I mean? That's where I think our edge rusher is going to be coming from, is out of the free agency instead of the draft this year.
Or what's that guy's name coming out of Tampa Bay that the Bucks are getting rid of?
It's not JPP, is it?
No, it's a guy that's been there forever. Oh God, his name's people have been talking about him for the last few weeks. I haven't paid much attention to him. So, but anyway, I'm sure the Niners got a plan. I can't imagine what it is, though. It's really crazy. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we're going to be getting Trey Flowers, and that's going to solve our edge rushing issues. And we will probably draft another edge rusher in the 2nd or 3rd round. And look out for the names of Joe Jackson out of Miami and Jalen Jelks out of Oregon, the 2 edge rushers out of there. So
there you go.
So
let me make this announcement. Okay, Dre was right. Razor, I see the headline here. Chicago Bears sign kicker Redford Jones. Razor. Razor's never wrong, is he, Show? Anyway, Big Show. Before you get you in trouble with Razor, I'm gonna go ahead and see you Friday. Good stuff. You made some excellent points tonight.
All right.
I have nothing I disagree with either.
One more quick point. The tackle you were talking about that was holding up Montez Sweat, his name is Titus Howard out of Arizona State University.
Who is he?
So
what is he doing?
He's a tackle out of Arizona State. He was manhandling Montez Sweat that whole entire Senior Bowl game. That's why we never heard of anything.
Yeah.
So, and he's the reason why N'Keal Harry looks so good. Like, you know what I mean? He's one of their best. He's a good pass blocking tackle as well to keep an eye on.
There you go.
So yeah.
All
right. Y'all have a good night.
Shout out to everyone.
Shout out to another Hot Fan Club. All right. Good night.
Yeah. Hey, Razor, I'm reading it right here, man. Chicago Bears signed kicker Redford Jones. So I guess Razor, you got to apologize to Dre. And Dre's, I'm seeing some comments he's making. He's kind of pissed off. Anyway, he's right. He's using all caps. Guys, stop messing with Dre. Anyway, Hank Moody says, Hank Moody's also aware of the fact that they just did sign a kicker. San Francisco says, Arik Armstead's not going anywhere. He was the reason Defoe got double-digit sacks, thanks to Arik adding pressure at the middle, taking the focus. I really believe that. I realized this a month ago. Everybody said, give it to Armstead, give it to Armstead. Well, I equated the fact that all of a sudden Buckner is extremely effective. Is there any coincidence that Armstead was alongside of him? No? That doesn't make sense. So I'm thinking, I don't know if they're going to pick up $9 million, though. But, we'll see. West Coast 57257, paying Robbie is risky. Kickers usually fall off after they get paid. But Robbie got paid when he first came to us, though. If we let Robbie Gould go, it isn't the end of the world. It could be the end of scoring those last-minute victories, though, West Coast. Because Gould was straight money, man. As soon as he walked on the field, I think the other team started walking toward the locker room if it was all they needed was all we needed is a field goal to win. Pedro Cashida says, I'm here, Ronbo. I can't kick it very well, though. Better work on it, man. D'Angelo Mosley says, Arik Armstead will cost more than he's producing. See, this is the thing. He may not be. Arik Armstead may be he does really well against the run. But like I say, could DeForest Buckner's success be hinged somehow to Arik Armstead? You double team Arik Armstead more than I did. If you double team Buckner, Arik Armstead would be. I don't know. I'd be scared to do it. Let's see. We can see what happens though. D'Angelo, Devil's Son says, Bye, Garçon. Amit K. Patel says, cut some players to free up caps so we can sign players that can play. Yeah. It's kind of hard to judge these guys. Nighthawk's back. Nighthawk!
Back.
You're good. All right, Nighthawk. Got that? Because that sound.
Everything is on muted, but you know how people text.
I know, but you know what? What you got to do is go in and say you got to turn that notification off, or else it will come through. Guys, please don't text. Don't text Nighthawk while he's talking because it really is loud. All right, Nighthawk, go ahead and finish on. What else you want to add?
Okay, like I was trying to say, see, people said they want what's Bosa, but he gets injured too much.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good. I'm not gonna put nothing down on him. He's a good. But I want Josh Allen because he won't get injured.
True, and you know something, Nighthawk, I'm starting to think Nick is tripping if he thinks he's gonna stay at the top of the draft and not show nothing. And then he skipped the Senior Bowl. He skipped last season. If he skips the Combine, Nick's got to. Hey, Nick, we don't know anything about you, man. You didn't play last season in Ohio. You skipped the Senior Bowl. You're not at the Combine. We don't know if you can even run. What is your health like? We're not going to spend a #1 draft pick on you. Nick should know that too. That's just stupid. But go ahead.
I know it's stupid because it is stupid because. If you try out, they can look at you.
Yeah. and get an idea.
And if you don't try out, they're gonna put you maybe on. You might be in the 5th or 6th.
You know what though, Nighthawk? I might pick up Nick in the 2nd round if he's still there. I might think about it. But if they go ahead and they get Allen or somebody else in the 1st round, and Nick is still hanging around in the 2nd round, running around the conference or the room where they have to wait. I can't believe nobody's going to draft me. They let me drop to the 2nd round? What the bleep is this? You know, Nick, come on over to San Francisco. Nick, you got to realize you brought this on yourself. We don't even know anything about you. How's your stomach?
Yeah, but I like Josh Allen a little bit more because he got that speed.
Yeah, real quickness. I mean, really quick. But I wanted to learn more technique, though. But they picked up
because
Josh
when
Allen.
you see his highlights, when he comes out of that huddle, he just come out fast.
I mean, his first step is ridiculous. I mean, that dude explodes to that line of scrimmage. You know. So it may be Nick. I mean, not Nick. It may be Allen. Ain't nobody gonna be mad if they do get Allen. And Big Show made a good point about putting an inexperienced guy next to DeForest Buckner. I think that's why Arik Armstead might stay in San Francisco. I think he's playing that role. He's the guy who sets Buck free, but ain't getting no credit for it. We'll see.
Yeah. So I mean, I really like. I hope they get him, but like I said, I'll pick Josh. If I was Shanahan, I would go for Josh Allen.
Yeah, it's gonna be really scary because I'm trying not to get my hopes up because you know, if we sit there on draft night and the Arizona Cardinals select Quentin Williams, Alabama. You know, if we don't trade down, and somebody said the 49ers are going to get somebody who want to trade up for a quarterback. I just don't see it. But if we're still number 2, oh, man. It's going to get quiet all over the Niner Empire. As everybody sits there, the 49ers select. Oh, God, come on, Roger, would you say that dang name? Come on. You know, see, that's going to make people crazy.
Yeah,
and then he says an offensive tackle like Big Show just mentioned. Because we need one, Show. We really need another tackle. Jimmy G's 100-something, 30s, what is it, $130 million? If Joe Staley has to go next year, he gets injured or anything like that, all of a sudden Jimmy has to get rid of that ball a lot faster than he used to. We don't have another tackle. Hey, now I tell you what, man. I'm gonna see you Friday, okay?
Okay. Hit that like.
Thanks, fam.
Hey, Ronbo.
All right, Nana. It's Razor must be coming in to redeem himself.
Okay.
Give some. All right, Nana. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh yeah, Rambo, give me a shout out.
Oh yeah. Nana.
Have a good one.
Nighthawk, you supposed and Nighthawk is out. I love when you say that.
Nighthawk is out.
All right, Nighthawk. See you Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, fam. All right, Razor. Is that you?
Yeah,
I didn't hear the car drive up.
Oh, I don't have my speaker with me today. That's why.
Razor. I mean, go ahead. I know you have something you want to respond to the fact that Dre was right.
No, well, no, he's not right. I've been in and out of the chat, so I kind of missed what I'm wrong with. All I said was that they didn't sign. He said that they signed Bobby Massey, a kicker.
Oh,
but he's a tackle. They resigned. They resigned their own players.
You're talking about name, and I didn't even know who Bobby Massey was. So you're both right. Dre called the wrong name, but they did sign a kicker. And Massey, you're right, is not a kicker. So yeah, so you're both kind of right.
Yeah, but either way, that doesn't mean that they won't go after Gould because that guy is just a practice squad player. I mean, he's not going to make the roster really. Like he's just in for competition. So if there's a better kicker out there, they're going to get a better kicker. So that's irrelevant statement to say because he's not going to make it through the roster. I mean,
Redford Jones. What do,
you know
what do we
saying?
know about Redford Jones?
I've never heard of the dude. He's a nobody.
Redford Jones. Hey, wait a minute. Is he black? You know,
Sound
here's
like a dude from Scotland.
Oh, is that? Redford Jones is that's about as black name as you're gonna get, right? So I'm thinking, a black field goal kicker? I've never seen a black field goal kicker. Hey, there's a trivia question. Has anybody ever saw a black field goal kicker? I mean, I didn't mean to be funny about it, but I mean, I've never saw a black field goal kicker. We had a punter in Oakland, and I think John Gruden got rid of him because he was black. We don't have black kickers.
So, yeah, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't take that seriously because it's still early. I mean, it's not even free agency yet, so they can sign whoever they want.
I see Redford now. Okay, I got a picture of him now.
All he is competition.
Man, that's pretty funny. Okay. Well, Robbie's gonna have to get signed, though, Razor. We're not letting Robbie leave and go back to Chicago, though. So that's just not gonna happen. So we'll see.
Yeah, and Ronbo, real quick before I go.
Yeah.
If I had my speaker, I would have burned out on Big Show for saying that DeForest Buckner would not want to mentor someone next to him. God, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Really, Big Show?
Now why? But why would you say that though?
Okay, so he said that we're bringing Armstead back because Buckner doesn't want to mentor. Well, guess what? Armstead doesn't even play next to Buckner. Solomon plays next to Buckner, and it's not like we're talking about a quarterback and a receiver learning how to play with each other. This is completely different. Really, like he has Buckner. I mean, I coach football. It's not that big of a deal. Kind of help the guy next to you as a nose tackle. I mean, it's not like quarterback to receiver, head coach to quarterback. It's completely different. It's not that difficult. You can plug and play anybody at nose tackle. Come on now, Big Show. That's the stupidest thing.
You know, the thing is, though, that defensive line now, and you're right, you've got Arik was on the big end probably most of the time, and some of the time he was over on the next to Buck, but not often. And that's a good point. It's really a scary thing to figure out the nose tackle. This is why if you put Quentin Williams there, and I got a feeling they got rid of Earl Mitchell because that's what they're thinking. But they've also got DJ Jones who does a better job than Earl Mitchell.
Yeah.
And Saunders is just, there's another guy that's unblockable. So there's options, and Saunders could probably be had in the second round. That second round pick's going to be interesting, Razor. Kind of everybody knows who's going to be picked in the first round, there's about between 3 or 4 players. But that second round, if a guy like Saunders is still hanging out in the second round, I got a feeling the 49ers go for
him. And also, it's not Buckner's job to teach everything he knows to a nose tackle. It's the coach's job. So I don't get how it's such a big deal. God, man. That made me lose my mind.
But you know how guys can screw up next to you just because they're rookies. It's like Jimmy G was like cussing Dante Pettis out. You know that interception he threw in the against the Lions? Jimmy G was all over Dante Pettis. I don't know what Pettis did because I got to go back and look at that game. But I finally saw a shot of Jimmy walking toward Pettis, and he did not look happy. And then he showed a shot of them walking the sideline. I thought, you know what? I didn't notice.
Yeah.
I got to see. What did Dante do? Did he fall on that route? Did he run the wrong route? What did he do? Because, he's a rookie, right? So there are things that rookies can do to screw you up if you've been doing things for a long time. You got to be a little patient. Maybe it's a minor mess up, and you come back and Buck will say, man, if I pull right, you know what you're supposed to be doing, right? So, and the dude says, if he answers the question right, of course, then Buck's probably fine with that. I don't see – he's still been playing football for a long time, so you're right. It's not like he's totally inexperienced, so we'll see.
Yeah. And Big Show, before I go, to continue with what you're saying about D. Buck just want to train the person next to him, well, it's funny because he says don't sign someone from free agency for the end, but he wants Quinnen Williams, which is an interior guy, which Buckner would have to bring him under his arm to train. What's the difference between the other side, you know? So it doesn't really make sense by him saying that.
There you go, Big Show. Big Show's probably going to call back now. So you can call back, get your case ready, and come on back for Friday because they know he's going to.
No, well, remember, Ronbo, Big Show does not want who everybody else wants. He wants the complete opposite.
Always. Tonight, I thought he hit upon a couple of good points, but usually you're right. Whatever anybody wants, he wants out.
If you want a kicker, he wants a punter. If you want Bosa, he wants Allen. If you want, yeah, you know what I mean. He wants the complete opposite of what everybody else wants.
But what scares me is he was right a couple of times last year. I didn't know who Fred Warner was. I do now. You know, so I but Razor, you watch college football a lot, so you may know names and who do what anyway. So I don't know.
No, I don't watch college football. I just wait for the names to get released, and then I do my homework on them.
Yeah. Well, Big Show's watching college football, I think, constantly. So I'm gonna leave alone about the college guys. All right. Hey, Razor, man, I'll see you Friday, okay? Because I'm sure Show's gonna be back. You know how he is. Be ready.
Yeah. Hey, Big Show, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you.
He's gonna prepare his case anyway. All right, Razor. Have a good night, fam.
I hate Razor. All right.
Razor's so sick. All right, Razor. Hey,
right,
Cynthia.
Hey,
all right, Razor. Have a good night, fam. Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, indeed. I gotta stop singing though, because it's killing people. Pierre Garçon is in here, and he says, I don't know. Coach, don't get me wrong. I like family, but McVay said they're willing to offer big bucks. You guys kill me, boy. There's a Pierre Garçon on the site, and he says, I like your coach, but McVay is offering the big bucks. I'm going to have to roll. Look up and see Garçon over in L.A. next year. Would that be hilarious? But David O'Neill says 49ers had a black kicker at one point. Oh. In the 90s, right? What is that dude's name? I think he did kick. We had a black kicker once in preseason. No, not the what I'm thinking about. How much, first time I see a black kicker, I get excited about seeing a black kicker. Like when you see on the Olympic team, you see a black swimmer, right? When Tiger Woods came in on golf, I was like, what? It's just one of those things, Tennis players, yeah, there was a few tennis players. The Williams sisters, but those are girls. Yeah. Okay, let's see how you do this because I get silly with this. Calvin Brown says, Madden 32, there will be a soul kicker. And if anybody knows, Trey knows. It's time for one half of the TNT Connection. He hails from Virginia. Welcome, Trey from VA. Trey, I know if there's a black kicker ever, Trey knows who he is. We got to find him. Looks like Trey is not hooked up right now. All right.
I think there's one that plays for the Panthers.
What? Really? Sean,
I think there's one. I think there is.
I don't want to write in Google black punter. Black field goal kicker.
No,
because it looks silly.
I could have swore. I could have swore I seen one. I could have swore it was either this season or last season where I thought I saw a black kicker for the Panthers. I could be wrong, but I just thought when I was flipping through Red Zone or some shit like that. You know what I mean? All right, I'm gonna jump off. I'll wait for my turn patiently.
Sean, you come on in now. Trey's not available anyway. I don't know where he is, but he's not ready. So come on back, man. Oh, there he is. Now here comes Trey. Now, all right, hold on, Sean. There's Paul Bearer out in front carrying that urn.
And I do mean final.
Well, Trey, as you know, your favorite guy, Pierre Garçon. Trey, I think you at one time were a Garçon fan, weren't you? Or did you see through that already?
I will not sit here and say that Pierre Garçon was somebody that was supposed to come here and do a job. I am glad that he's gone. I'm glad that he's gone, Brother Ronbo. But let me say this. Shout out to my tag team partner. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's been kind of cute, and it's been kind of cool. But I think that now it's time for an installment, Brother Ronbo.
It's Monday Night Raw. Trey has arrived. You know what that means. Let me holler at you.
John Lynch. I don't believe you can do it, John Lynch. I don't believe you're going to do it for us, brother. Let me tell you why. Why haven't you came out and said that Robbie Gould isn't going anywhere? He is money. He is gold. As a matter of fact, there is a way we can make sure that you should have said one way or another he'll be a Niner because we're going to franchise him. We're going to franchise him. Yeah. Do you agree, Rama? Do you agree that he...
I want to give him a 2-year deal. Just go ahead and sign him.
I don't mind. No. What I'm saying is that you're not going to have the opportunity to leave. We can always negotiate a long-term deal before the 15th of July. That's right. Yeah,
so he can't leave between now and then.
Yeah, but we can't be having the Bears. That's a sentimental. If we give him a chance to get on the open market, he might not come back.
Mm-hmm. Maybe feel insulted.
Exactly. I don't think that you can land the big targets if you can't even keep our own guys. And I need to holler at you.
Oh man! And it was Sean. Somebody said Sean. I mean, somebody said that John cannot close the deal. He better close one soon, though. I'm gonna start to buy into that.
Correct. That was me. Correct.
Yeah, I heard it wasn't you. I cleared that up.
You know that I've been on this the whole season.
I know. Last year too.
I haven't wavered.
Oh God. He's a rookie. You got to give John some time to grow. I don't know what it takes to close the deal with an NFL player. Or
that Ramo?
Huh? Trey?
I said, do you know why I'm upset? No, I said, do you know why I'm upset about this?
How come?
Why it grinds my gears? Because I feel like we sit back and we wait for good things to happen. We're talking about, I heard somebody say we should get bottom of the basement free agents. We should get bargain defensive ends. We need to get a top of the line pass rusher in free agency, and we need to get a top of the line pass rusher at number 2. And then in the second round, we get the best guard we can get.
I agree. That Trey, if they get rid of that second pick, because I think that second pick is going to be
football is one. Football is one up front. Football is one up front. You see what I mean? We could get a third round receiver that can give us speed. He can be a good returner like Paris Campbell from Ohio State. If anybody watches football, they know that number 21 is a flyer. He's your Tyreek Hill type of jet sweep type of deep ball type of receiver. You could get somebody like that in the third. We can get a corner. I like Robbie in free agency. I also like, let me see. I was looking at Robbie. I was like, yeah, I like the way that he goes about things. But there are also Rashawn Melvin from the Raiders. He didn't have a great year, but he's that big corner that you like.
We need competition, Ronbo, don't we?
Oh yeah, and Lynch said something about that. He thinks that's why his sophomore class fell off.
Oh, you
They
think
came
so?
in thinking
You
they had
think
it
so,
made.
John? You think
Yeah.
so? You think so, John? Isn't that your job? But this, and then
Before.
are you giving? Did I hear some Arik Armstead praise around here?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Somebody said that you said that he made Defoe better.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen it. He can make Defoe a Pro Bowler, but he can't make himself into a good player. I don't even understand how this is possible. I don't know how it works.
Oh, wait, Trey. I have an announcement. Reggie Roby. But I never seen Reggie kick a field goal. He was a punter. Yeah, I'm still looking for the guy who puts the ball between their uprights. All right. But go ahead, Trey.
Reggie Roby. Yeah, shout out to. I'm about to say the Redskins used to have a guy. I think that was it.
Yeah. Reggie Roby was with the Dolphins at one point. But
yeah, he was with the Dolphins. I mean, dude, all I'm saying is this, Ronbo. We got to get. See, it starts in the acquisition phase of things for us to get better, and so we have to get a pass rusher. We have to get a couple. The guys. I want the other guy in Miami, not Cameron Wake. But give me Robert Quinn. For a 1-year deal. On a 1-year deal.
I wanted him last
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, just a 1-year deal.
Oh.
Vet, $5 million vet kind of. But we got his old coach. You come on over. You can help out on third down. You're a third down rusher like Dumerville, but he's like 7 years younger than Cam Wake.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Cam,
not that Cam can't get it done.
Yeah.
But but give me somebody like this.
Yeah, this guy you're talking about may last at least a couple of seasons until we can bring along whomever we're training up to take over, right?
So look, this is all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna get out of here. Hey, Ronbo, who was coaching the defense in the Senior Bowl? I mean, because I was watching.
Trez already did this yesterday.
No, I know, and it made. And then so I started. There was actually one play, Ronbo. I promise you, I'm gonna.
But can I just say
all
one
three
thing?
of the linebackers went the wrong way on a run play, and it was a touchdown. I was like, that's coaching. For 3 young men to go the wrong way on one play all together.
Okay.
But it is what it is.
I just want to say one thing on this. Okay, the first half, damn near a shutout. So I think the talent fell off in the second half.
Classic Robert Saleh. Can't make second half adjustments. Classic Robert Saleh.
They were winning the game in the first.
How many games were we winning? We were winning the Green Bay game. We ended up losing it. We were winning the Charger game. We ended up losing it. It's classic Robert Saleh defense.
You know what? But Sean has me worried. But I think that secondary is going to look a little better this year. If for no other reason other than having learned more things, took 2 years to learn it. It may take a while. I still.
Shout out to you.
I am deathly afraid of starting over with a new defense. That's what scares me the most.
I know you don't want to start over. I don't want to start over. We're not talking about starting over though, Ronbo.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: you could be 5 years doing the same thing. That's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting the same result. All right. It's so sad. No, we talked about it. You're gonna have to sit through this for 1 more year for you to understand.
Oh man,
that sounds like a playoff loss in the first round. We're gonna go 10-6.
Yeah.
Can't stop in those. Shout out to everybody though, man. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to the staff. Shout out to hit that like. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody donating, and shout out to everybody that's listening. I had the feeling something's about to happen.
Vader's got it's Trez. Trez is. I said it all was Trez. Oh my God! He put on my song, and here we go. TNT connection, and lining up on the phone. Here comes Trez, bringing up the rear. He's talking about. I'm just gonna talk about my boy Robert Saleh, and him and Trez gonna team up on me right now. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Robert Saleh, where you at? I can't defend you now. Trez, would you stop it? Get in here. I know what you're gonna say. Here he comes. I ain't sprinkling nothing in it.
ready to go up here, Ronbo. Look at here.
No ready
First
to
of
be
all,
right.
shout out to my tag team partner. Ronbo, I told you yesterday on behalf of my partner, it was cute cutting. I told you that yesterday.
I knew it.
He came in to test upon the same thing I said. What? Who was coaching that defense on that college team? See what I'm talking about, Ronbo? Great minds think alike, Ronbo. Great minds think alike.
I ain't got nothing to say. You know, as I was watching that game, I already knew what you guys were thinking. I watched that game and says, oh, man, that defense turned to crap in the second half, huh? And I know Trez is going to blame that on Robert Saleh. I knew it. And I can't say nothing. You're absolutely right. Robert Saleh and company was coaching that team. They fell apart in the second half. There's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, Ronbo, let's move on into 2019 where we headed.
Yeah.
2019, Ronbo, I'm gonna put my own personal stat that I would like to see from this team coming into this season.
Right.
We're gonna call that stat the APC. Okay. All right. The APC is gonna be availability for my players. Okay. Consistency from our players in production, but the APC is availability, production, and consistency. That's what we need, Ronbo.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Well,
the APC.
Yes.
We need the APC in 2019, man. And because the consistency got to come from the coaching too. Kyle is not off the hook on that. He is not off the hook, Ronbo.
Nah, he's not. That's
Trey, back that up real quick.
No, because I am sick of Kyle getting a pass too. We want to be honest, okay, Ronbo? Yeah. We are 2-9, or whatever. No, excuse me, 2-6. What is Kyle in the division over the last? No, he's played. Excuse me,
in the division?
12 games. I'm sorry, he's 3-9, I think, in division games. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we haven't beaten anybody in the division for sure. And that sweep of the Cardinals last year was ridiculous. But that was Kyle's fault. He could have seen CJ is not ready for prime time. Stop forcing that issue.
But we said that before the Packer game, Ronbo. He kept taking all these sacks against the Chargers. We lost the Charger game because he didn't see Derwin James coming off the edge. Derwin only lined up on the edge all game.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then Ronbo, let me take a couple of shots here tonight. El Salvador, we don't need no 37-year-old edge rusher. Okay, he talking about we need he want to shop for an edge rusher on a budget. Hey, where they do that at, Ronbo?
Well,
where they do that at? And you get big time production.
Well, he was
saying
where
they do that.
He wanted to bring some kids in.
You want to get a 37-year-old player, Ronbo? Really? No. We will be going. Let me tell you. Let me say this for everybody. We will be making the sexy pick this year. I'm gonna tell you that all day long.
You believe that? Right.
We will make that sexy pick, and that sexy pick will be at that number 2 spot. Now, who it is, I already told you who I like. But you know what I'm saying. You got other folks like you got other people like another player. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. But
you know what though?
And then
Trez, I got to tell you, you're going to have an army behind you. If Nick Bosa finds a way not to show up at the combine, he will have gotten way too confident about his stock. Ain't nobody.
But I'm not a Bosa fan though. I told you I'm Josh. Wait a minute. I'm not a Bosa fan.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's not be blasphemous, guys. Okay.
What?
If Bosa is there at number 2, he will be the pick. He'll be the pick.
Trez. Uh-oh.
No. He said, listen what he said. He said if he's there at the number 2 pick.
He will.
So that means if the Cardinals take somebody else other than Nick Bosa. But I got to take Nick Bosa.
I would bet.
Quarterback to be out there.
I would take out a loan on that bet. Nick Bosa is not going to Arizona.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. We'll see. But as far as, and then Dre said something earlier. Dre said that some guy in the Senior Bowl turned it out. You know what I'm saying? And his stock went up. Well, I've never seen your stock go up in a Senior Bowl game just for one game. I always thought your stock go up when you go to the combine. That's me personally.
It can only happen for quarterbacks, partner. It can only happen for quarterbacks. Okay, so that's what happened with Drew.
Yeah,
But
I mean, Senior Bowl. I mean, you really not showcasing too much. Because,
hey, one quick question.
They want to get through the Senior Bowl, and then you can get. Okay.
Let me ask just one quick question about a prospect. Ronbo, in the second round, would you take an offensive lineman? Would you take a corner, or would you take a receiver?
Ooh.
Just fundamentally.
Whoa! Wow. You know, Trey. If right now, if I have to answer that question, if one of them if that dude that handled Montez Sweat is available at number 2 in the second round, I might have to think about that because Joe Staley's got one more year of really good football left in him at the most, and they ain't going to get Trent Brown. We got to do something about that side. We're a tackle away unless they pick him up somewhere else.
I think that's why we have to seriously have him play Jonah Williams at 2, because he can play guard and then left tackle. Right tackle.
Yeah, Jonah. He ain't gonna last the second round, I don't think, though. But
no, I'm talking about at number 2. I'm talking about at number 2 overall.
Oh, okay. I thought you were the second round.
For another day. But partner, I'm gonna let you go, man.
All right,
Ronbo, appreciate you, brother. You guys take it.
Man, because I forgot we got Sean waiting here. He was waiting for a while. Look at
and let me finish up the last little point, Ronbo. And going into, and like I say, going into 2019, biggest things we got to see from that defense, we got to see intensities, we got to see turnovers, and we got to see some INTs, man. We got to.
Oh yeah,
like I said, if none of those things occur, Ronbo, then you will see that, like I said, Robert Saleh is not doing anything for our defense and need to be up out of here, man. Straight up, bottom line. And Nick Bosa will not slip to number 2. I don't know where y'all got that from. I'm talking about second round Nick Bosa. No, because the Atlanta Falcons need an edge rusher. They all but gave up on their edge rusher. I mean, he had that one good year, but
what happened to him last year?
Giving up on him.
He led the league.
He disappeared, and they looking for an edge rusher. So they would love to have a Nick Bosa to fall to them. I'm gonna tell you like that.
Got to be dedicated, man. That's just a joke. Well, okay, because edge rushers, I'm starting to think they're all head cases. Look at the edge rushers we've had. The only one we had worth a damn that went year after year was Ahmad Brooks. The rest of these people, man, we've had on this team, I don't know what's going on with my boy over in Chicago. You know, Alvin Smith lost his mind. Who else have we had on the edge? And Eli Harold. Look, we don't get nothing but messes when we get it. Boy, that's bad luck. I hope it don't happen again. Dang.
Most certainly. And we got to get out of the habit, Ronbo, of not want to let bad players go. Yeah. I mean, I just hear how we bickering about Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward has not been available enough for us to be paying him any kind of money, man. Yeah, he just hasn't.
All right.
So we've already scratched off one Garçon. So let's scratch Ward off. Let's scratch off Armstead, Earl, CJ, Trent, McCaffrey, Smith, Dakota Watson. Let's just keep it going, Ronbo. We got to flip.
I need some depth,
Ronbo. Ronbo, we're going to get some depth. We just going to go in a different way with it, okay? Right. We're going to get some depth. But we're going to go in a different way, and let's let Sean on in here. Right. Let's let Sean on in here, man.
Let's Sean in. I can't believe we made him wait so long.
This is ridiculous. I ain't going to hop no more on Salah. Y'all going to see. But Sean, you come on in.
Everybody agrees, Stress. I'm one of the few people that disagrees. But yeah, you may be right. But I just want to see it with some better personnel. Because, I mean, you can't make Lemon. I mean, let's see what he looks like. I want to see something better from his players. All right.
But we all can say that. I can say how good is a coach, like, you could always say this, like, even in basketball. How good is Pat Riley if he didn't have those superstars he had? You see what I'm saying? How good would certain coaches have been? Look at Popovich right now. My team's up third, and Popovich got good players, but he is struggling. These players are struggling to win in San Antonio, man. You see the roster they got?
It ain't like it used to be.
It ain't like it used to be. The Duncan is gone. Ginobili is gone. Park is gone. You know what I'm saying? The nucleus is gone. But he has superstars there. So you know what I'm saying? that lets you know how valuable certain key players are to a team. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
so
know.
you saying
Trez, that's
get
what I've
some
been
better
trying to tell
groceries.
you. You can't.
Yeah, you
force-
saying get some better groceries.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some better groceries.
All right.
But I'm saying, I want to see some production out of Robert Saleh, man.
I'll bet you will.
I'm telling you. If we don't, you gonna hear it. You gonna hear it.
I will own it too. I will be ready for it. Bring it. All right,
That's
Trez.
all I want you to do is own it. All right. Have a good one, bro.
You too. Night, fam. Yeah. Well, I'm setting myself up to be killed, ain't I? But if we get some good players, I still think that defensive system will work. Hey, Sean, man, come on. Let's Sean.
Yo, what's up, buddy?
Well, I tell you,
How you
Sean,
doing?
didn't mean to make you wait like that. Trez came out of nowhere.
No, it's all right.
And they had to beat me
It's
up
all
again
right.
over my boy Saleh.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to take Saleh for another year, you got to take those punches on the chin. You know, and rightfully so. Rightfully so.
I got the red headgear on.
But, but at the same time, we got to see him with some talent, with some healthy talent. You know,
that's all I ask.
I mean, we was pulling guys off the street. You know what I mean? And so it's all right, man. We'll see what he does when he actually has some talent. We'll see what he does when he has some talent. And those guys have some points when it comes to Saleh. There's, they're not wrong by any means, but at the same time, he needs talent. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
I get it. I do too.
Yeah. Hey, but one guy that I think would do okay. That his value is worth more than what his free agent salary would be Shaquille Barrett. Shaquille Barrett's a guy that was on the edge for the Broncos, and Bradley Chubb beat him out. But he was a guy that his rating was always pretty solid. It was always above 80. His rating was always above 80 ever since he's been in the league. He's a solid edge guy. He's a guy that can come in. He's your solid meat and potatoes guy. So
Sean, did he play the year before last?
Land. What's that?
He played the year before last.
I didn't hear you.
No, I said he played the year before last. Sean, what do you remember his sack totals or anything?
I don't. I'd have to research that. I'm not a big Google guy to go look at stats, but I just, like I said, my cousin's a big Broncos fan, man, and he always talked highly of Shaquille Barrett. He's a solid meat potatoes guy.
Yeah, I remember his name. I just couldn't remember. Yeah. Wait a minute, what do I remember about this guy? So yeah, because Vaughn is the guy, right? He gets all the spotlight when it comes to getting sacks, but that name sounds familiar. But okay.
Yeah. He was on the other side of Vaughn. When you had Von Miller and Shaquille Barrett, those two were wrecking machines. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, Shaquille Barrett was getting double teamed. That's what allowed Von Miller's just a bit quicker, but Shaquille Barrett is stronger. So those guys were double teaming Shaquille Barrett, and Von Miller was just fucking running loose. You know what I mean? And then Bradley Chubb came along, and he's just as fast as Von Miller. So they had the perfect situation where they had Vaughn on one side and Bradley Chubb on the other. So it's one of those things where it's pick your poison at that point. So that's why Chubb ended up beating him out. But Shaquille Barrett is a guy that I wouldn't overlook. I really wouldn't. He's a solid meat potatoes guy. He's not a guy that we would have to pay some crazy amount of money because at this point it can get to the point where we're starting to overpay for free agents. You know what I'm saying? Just to get people to come in. He's a guy that we wouldn't have to overpay, but you could get high production out of him, if that makes sense. And he wouldn't it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because when it came to what he was worth, when it came to Chubb coming along, man, Chubb really hurt his stock value. You know what I mean? He really hurt his stock value. So that's a situation where we can get a solid guy for, I don't want to say for cheap, but we can get him for less than what he's worth, if that makes sense. So I think that would be a good business decision, and he's a guy that can get it done for you.
And you go ahead and draft a couple of kids and see what you got with them. And he in the meanwhile, you got solid presence coming off the edge. So it's a strategy. Hopefully they'll look into it.
Because Shaquille Barrett, he can't hurt us. He can't hurt us. I mean, he's a solid guy. Just go and look at his footage, man. He's a solid guy, and he can go ahead and get it done, man. And like I said, right now, and we should be thankful for Bradley Chubb coming in and just wrecking house that for the simple fact because Shaquille Barrett, man, his fucking stock was pretty damn high. His stock was high until Bradley Chubb came along. So we can get, like I say, it's a good business decision as far as getting a really solid player, and you're not overpaying for him. The last thing we want to do is overpay for guys who ain't worth it. Now I'm willing to overpay for guys. I'm willing to pay for guys who can get it done. Yeah. You know, I'm willing to pay for guys who will get it done, but overpaying for guys, it's one of those things where he would be a steal, so to speak, and he wouldn't hurt us as far as salary cap in the next, you know, say we pick him up on a 2-year deal or something like that. He wouldn't hurt us as far as salary goes. So, and at the same time, we plug and need when it comes to the edge, and we can go ahead and get it done, which is nice. And then we can do other things when it comes to the draft. You know what I'm saying? So we don't have to feel like we got to go Allen. Don't get me wrong, I want Allen, but it's like one of those things where if Allen goes at 1 or whatever, we're not like, fuck, we got to take Bosa now. Does it make sense? So it's one of those things. It's one of those things where we can pick up Shaquille Barrett. You know what I mean? And if we don't get the guy that we want as far as the edge, say Josh goes, we can just move on from Nick Bosa, and we can go get us a corner. We can go get us a receiver. We can go get us a whatever. You know what I mean? So that's one of those things where I think that would be a good pickup for us.
Sounds good because, you know, I really worry about overpaying. And I know the 49ers do because Parag Marath is probably running in every few minutes. I don't know if that's the deal we want to get next to. You know, I can just see him now. He seems like the kind of guy that's going to let everybody know we're looking toward the future or figuring out this because he's going to run his model. He's probably got software that he runs everything. He didn't just come out with emotional decisions. Right. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do because I don't want to see free agents. This ain't the Rams. The Rams don't know. Yeah. That strategy is going to bite them in the ass so hard in a couple of years. Oh.
Well, one thing that, and I don't know if you misheard me, but yeah, I did say that I'm starting to believe that John Lynch can't close deals. Does it make sense? He's a good face, but he's not a closer. You know what I mean? It's the best businesses in the world, man, have the best closers. Does that make sense? Well, no matter what type of closer you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, so what do you got for me, Ronbo? I'm here for you.
Right, you know, because I'm just looking at things for like I need to see some things before I can make a final decision. Because people keep asking who we're going to take at number 1 and number 2. I really don't know. I'm waiting to see what happens in the free agency period. And just like you said, don't go out there and get your Ziggy Ansahs and guys like that and pay them upwards of $15 million to come in and do nothing more than provide a cap hit. I mean, production and a hungry kid coming out of school actually is more appealing to me.
Yeah, so. You know, it's like I say, it's the meat and potato guys, man, that'll get you moving in the right direction. You know, yeah, we need a couple splashes. Yeah, I mean, but the splashes really got to be true splashes, not just the guy with the big name who ain't done shit the last 2 years. But you know, it's I honestly think we really have to target an edge rusher in free agency because that's really gonna set us up what we're going to do in the draft. Does it make sense? Because I just don't feel good. I really just, man, I don't feel good about edge rushers in the draft as far as with John Lynch at the helm. I'm not saying it seems like they do better in the later rounds when they're finding guys. They do better picking up guys off the street. But I just don't think that they have or John Lynch has the know-how of knowing who's a real first rounder. Does that make sense?
Not like Pete Carroll. I mean, there's a guy that can go out with the 55th pick and still come up with a gem. I'm really impressed. I hate to admit it. I don't know who does their drafting, but they haven't had a top. All their picks are in the late 20s. The last, 4 or 5 years? Where did they get, what's his name from?
Frank Clark.
Yeah. The hell are they getting?
He's going to be a free agent too, I think. But they're going to franchise him. But he's going to be
looking hard.
They're going
to keep him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
But these are
kind
of
I thinking. Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah.
But Sean, I tell you, we're going to go ahead and
yes, sir.
and hopefully see you on Friday, and Trez won't interrupt. and we'll look forward to that, all right? Oh, wait a minute.
It's all good.
Wait a minute. San Francisco 49ers interview Wes Welker. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, and the
For
Packers,
what?
the Packers and the 49ers are looking, I think, for a receiving coach, I think.
Oh, as a coach. Scared me.
Yeah.
He says, wait a minute. Wes ain't going to be coming
No,
out
he's
there
already
now?
a coach.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, he's already a coach with the Texans. He was with the Texans as I forget he was a position coach with the Texans, and right now the Niners and the Packers, they're interviewing him.
He'd be an offensive
Yep.
suit. His duties would be, according to Wilson, include working with the wide receivers in conjunction with Texas receivers coach Jerry Perry. Wouldn't that be funny? Do you know what Wes would do? Trent Taylor's eyes would get like turned into saucers as soon as he seen Welker walk in. Boy, that'd be special.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But hey, man, I'm gonna jump up off here, man. I appreciate everything you do. Like your boy James says, Nana Empire, Nana for life. I love it when he say that shit, man. I really do. I really do. I don't agree with 95% of the shit he say, but I gotta admit when he says Nana Empire, Nana for life. Man, shit, boy. I love that shit. You gotta let him know I like that shit too. You gotta let him know, bro.
Will. I'm not telling him. If he did the other part, I'm not telling him that part, James. That's hilarious.
But also tell him I don't agree with 95% of the shit he say, but let him know that I agree with that. Nana Empire, Nana for life. I like it when you say that shit. But all right, man, over and out, Ronbo. Appreciate all of y'all, man.
Thanks, Sean.
All right.
See you later.
Yes, sir.
Sean's always, there's always going to be something there to make you laugh. Sean, because remember when we had that cornerback that couldn't cover nobody? Sean made that.
Tremaine Brock ain't fucking shut down nobody.
There he is. That's the one I was talking about. And Tremaine, I believe, is out of football now, so Sean was right. All right, Sean. We'll talk to you later. Oh,
yes, sir. Appreciate you. All right. All right.
Thanks, Phil. And Coach says, like I said so many times, Saleh doesn't have any tools in the toolbox. Let's get him some tools. It starts with speed on defense at the ILB, edge and free safety, Trez. You know? You can't send a man into a sword fight with a stick. Come on. And Say Garcia says, what's up? Kevin Durant. We got Kevin Durant. Kevin asks, how's everyone doing? I seen y'all disrespecting Kevin Durant on the chat, too. Don't do that. And J-Ron says, Kyle and James and Jimmy G and company need to be on points starting this upcoming season. Oh, they should have been last season. But J-Ron, it's like I tell everybody, you can't have your roster standing on the sidelines with you. You can't win ball games using your second and third string. Vader says, it's time to red and gold time. Vader, did you hear what Trez? He's got your intro music. 49ers fan for life says, pay the kicker. It's hard to find a kicker. Hey, man, you can count on kicking the winning point. Perfect example of Bears, who did not go did not go any further in the playoffs because the kicker's beating the goalpost to death. What? Rodrigo Buelna says, Gerald McCoy, that's what I was trying to think of. Gerald McCoy is likely going to be cut by Tampa. And would you like to sign him and pair him up with D-Buck? And you know John Lynch is thinking about, because John does he's got to think about picking up guys that are probably a little long in the tooth and probably playing 1 year more than they should. But you use these guys as placeholders, and then if you got another kid that looks good, at least your placeholder was there. You make your placeholder sit down, have him platoon, and put that kid in, you know? You got to do that. Hey, Steph out in the Duke. Steph.
How you doing, Ronbo?
Steph, man, we're sitting back here and it's getting that part of the season. We're wondering, you know, Garçon got his walking papers today. Malcolm Smith, they're thinking about it probably. We're figuring. There's some question as to whether you should give Arik Armstead $9 million, as that will be due him March the 11th, I believe. And then you got the unforgivable. What are they waiting for to sign Robbie Gould? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Stop clowning around with that. So, that's where.
Well, first things first, we got some good news. Garçon's out of here. Ronbo, like that dude finessed us because he played not more than maybe 8 games and he got a load of money for not doing anything.
Oh, Smith?
That makes me mad.
Yeah.
Garçon.
Oh, Garçon. No, Garçon played 8.
Yeah,
he played maybe 11 or 12. I think Garçon played half a season last year, and when did he fall? He was out before he played the Raider game.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was just a weird situation, Ronbo.
Yeah, it
was.
Because
they never interviewed him. He's never in press interviews or anything like that to explain his injuries or explain what happened. So it was a weird situation.
That's right. They never talked to Garçon in the press. I've seen on 49ers.com
like he wasn't even on our
interviews, but I didn't see him in any after the game or before the game press conferences.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just weird. So
funny. Did you notice
that was a waste of money. Malcolm Smith, Ronbo, I'm going to keep him.
Yeah.
I think he brings a veteran presence, and I just think it's been unfortunate for him. He's had some tough injuries. He hasn't really been able to get his feet right under him as well as he could. He's had some injuries. You can't fault him for that, but when he did play out there, I guess he was okay, but I think he could be better. And just for his veteran ability, I keep Malcolm, and Arik Armstead I keep for depth.
Yeah.
He's still young.
I'm thinking too. Same thing. If nothing else, but not at $9 million. Do you tell Eric? Listen, Eric.
Yeah, that's where
we'd like to keep him. Well, can we rearrange this contract?
This is what I'll tell Eric.
Put him on a package deal where it's incentives. Eric, you can make more than $9 million this year. Here's what I need from you. I need 8 sacks. I need at least 15 pressures per week. I wouldn't make it better, but you know what I'm saying? I put a package together to give him something to shoot for,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be like, Eric, you got 2 years, and, kind of approve it. I'm giving you an extra year to prove it. Yeah. So get it together or you're out of here. And if you want that 9, I'll give you $12 million after these 2 years if you produce.
I'll give you more than 9 if you could show me something. But Eric, you're 6 what? How much do you weigh? I want to see more. I've seen your skill set. You're better than that.
And Ronbo,
you're right.
And no, but same with him. I was talking about Malcolm Smith when Armstead was not so injured and banged up and had some games back. You need to play games. That's the key. And I think when Eric started playing back-to-back weeks, he started showing some good run stops, and he was causing some trouble up there, in my opinion.
Well, no,
that's what I saw.
That's where Eric was a run stopper. That's where his measurements come in. But if he's not getting the quarterback, we're kind of bothered. But
and that's where I bring in Solomon, where he needs to be the one getting to the quarterback. You know me, Ronbo.
He's got Chris Kasurik. Wait. He's got Chris Kasurik, and Chris is going to make a difference.
I hope so, and I like that we did something around that position as coaching.
Yeah.
But I like Grady Jarrett, Ronbo, to sign. He's a interior lineman for the Falcons.
Yeah,
and he's kind of like a run stop guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grady Jarrett. He's a defensive tackle. He's like Buckner. So I think pairing him up with Buckner. He's only 26 next season. So.
You know what?
And
here's the thing, though, Steph. We didn't really struggle with the run. Not that much. If Solomon Thomas can do one thing, he can actually stop the run. The guys that we want to see get to the quarterback more, both Armstead and Thomas, they can stop the run. Earl Mitchell was getting ran past way too much. But Jones
I think you got to bring in
weren't going to run past
pass rushers.
Yeah, pass rushers.
So Grady Jarrett is the full package, pretty much. He's number 5 on the list of defensive free agents. So I think he's a good price. and a good pickup for us. Because, I mean, if we have two dominant pass rushers in the middle and then add the edge, I think that would be scary.
That's the dream come true.
And it'll help. Yeah, and it'll help Buckner too, big time.
And that's what the Rams essentially did. And Fowler's not, I don't know if Fowler's an all-star, but he really can, he's close, And then you got the two menaces in the middle with Ndamukong Suh and Aaron, I cannot be blocked, Donald, right? So, it's, you got to have a guy coming off that edge so the quarterback can't run to his right or left, Now you got those monsters coming up the middle, and now you got his butt.
Middle. Yeah. And one more thing, Ronbo. The Giants, they said that the Giants, I don't know how true this is, but the Giants have called the Cardinals to seek information for the number 1 overall pick.
Uh-oh. It's underway already.
I think the Giants are interested in Haskins, and as true as Haskins is very interested in being a Giant, if you haven't seen his post, he's already posted himself in a Giants jersey, so.
There it is. What are you going to do, Steph?
And
the 49ers don't trade down. Nobody's calling the 49ers. Are you trading down? Are you going to take Bosa? Are you going to take Allen?
You guys are scaring me. Talking about this offensive lineman. Stop, Ronbo. Don't stop it.
What are we going to do?
I already went through it 1 year.
I know. We did it last year. They're going to do it this year. Ronbo. But second round,
it's
maybe?
Undeniable. Yeah, second round, definitely. I'm on the tackle. We need a tackle, but please do not get that. There's so much defensive talent this year that you just get the best one. I mean, it's right there in your lap. Get it.
Right.
Stop trying to be so. I mean, you guys are talking about sexy picks. Getting an O lineman would be the sexy pick in this draft. But Romo, I'm getting I mean, people just stop denying it. Bosa is the best player in this draft. I mean,
hey, okay,
Steph, I don't.
Nick has got to show he's healthy. Why is he not making any appearances anyway? Is Nick so concerned with his health that he won't even get out there and display some skills? I mean, I tell the coach, I don't want to play with more than 3 or 4 plays. Is that okay? Yeah, no problem, Nick. You get a sack in the first play. You don't have to play with 1 play today.
What do you mean, like in the bowl game, or what do you mean?
Well, even a Senior Bowl would have been nice, just make an appearance. But I don't know how healthy he is.
Yeah.
He should be by now, though. So this is the thing about Nick.
I think
if he doesn't show up at the combine, I don't know, Steph.
Oh no, Ronbo. Okay, if you don't, he's going to show up. He has to. I mean, I think he has an older brother in the NFL, and Joey's not going to let Nick
him do that.
Not show up. I mean, yeah. But like I said, stop trying to make little things up about Nick and trying to. He's the best player, Ronbo. He's the complete package. You and I both know it.
I agree.
I know it wasn't you.
Yeah, you're right though. I've heard a lot of people. There's been some bad things said about Nick.
Bit,
yeah.
But I'm not going to hold back Nick Bosa. I mean, he's great, and he's going to be great as long as he stays healthy. Man, that dude has 10 different moves within a minute of highlights, Ronbo.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He's a good football player. I just wonder if he's okay. Steph, be prepared though.
People are
the Josh Allen train is picking up speed and momentum. I think he's the people's choice now.
No,
as majority
for sure. I think he's not Robert Saleh's choice. I'll tell you that much.
You think so?
Yeah, all right. I mean, him not showing up to the Senior Bowl is just maybe as bad as Bosa.
All right.
If you really think about it.
Because they did want to see him.
So
all right.
You want to talk about Bosa not being compatible or whatever? I mean, where was
he's not showing up for things.
Steph, I mean, come on.
We got to go, Steph. I'll see you Friday, and maybe people will change their attitude around here. I don't know. We'll see. It's
good. Thank you. Good talking to you.
All right, Steph. Have a good night. Thank you.
You too, Ronbo.
Oh, God. This is funny. And you know how we do every year, fam? We develop cliques and clubs and everything else for certain players. And I told you that Corey Davis was my man that year. You wouldn't listen to me. Oh. You know I'm never going to let up off of that. Dolan Lion says we need to keep our reliable kicker. 50% of NFL games are decided by 7 points or less. Isn't that the truth? This isn't college football where the better talent almost guarantees a win. Teams are closely matched. You're right, boy. Jonathan Rosa says, "Hey, amigo, how you doing? Hey, fabulous, fabulous, fam." Flood 49 says Pettis needs to gain muscle. Yeah, he does. He really does. And I imagine Pettis is being told that by everybody, even his mom. Dante, come on over. I fixed some food for you. What? You need to eat, Dante. I watched them. They just beat your little skinny butt up. Come on over. I've got your favorite food, and I want you to eat a little bit more than you normally do. Ma. And then JP7 says, Niner Empire for life. Jorge Avias. He said, I'd love to have Antonio Brown, but I won't get too excited because there's a possibility we might not get him. Huge possibility. Huge. Everybody should take note of that. Don't get too excited about AB because, man, that just may not happen. Big chance. I think there's a bigger chance of it not happening than it happening. San Francisco says, I hope John Lynch don't take his aggressive, prudent approach. And he switches to a prudent, aggressive, if that makes any sense. No, John is always using these terms. San Francisco, if you understand what he's talking about, good for you, because I don't know what he's talking about when he says that. I really don't. I tried to figure that one out. But Starscream Venom 23 says, what up? Big Show has an announcement. When Big Show speaks, it's not just a text. It's an announcement. Big Show says, free agency will dictate draft. We could go out of left field this year and draft another tackle or trade down and draft a wide receiver. See, you knew he'd get his little offensive player in there somehow. So there's no real wide receivers this year other than your guy over in Arizona. T. Money Sacktown says, I'm afraid to see Pettis get bigger on any level. He may not be able to make those quick cuts and moves he gets bigger. Jerry was skinny. Jerry was stronger than Dante's. He had a better constitution because Jerry used to get the bejesus knocked out of him. We've seen Jerry get knocked completely out of camera range at times, and he'd get up immediately. What? I'm ready. Let's go. Because you know what? That didn't even hurt. So I don't know if Dante could do that. Roberto.
Ronbo.
Roberto, what's up, fam?
Nothing. Just
Roberto, your mic.
Oh, can you hear me?
A little better now. Only when you yell, though.
Okay. Okay. I said that I'm watching the TV. The
right.
TV. Yeah, what's up?
Berto, man, we're sitting there. Pierre Garçon is gone.
Yeah.
And the question is, are you going to pay Arik Armstead $9 million? Are you going to keep Malcolm Smith on this team? And Roberto, why in hell don't they go ahead and sign Robbie Gould and get that out of the way? You know you're not going to let him go.
No, you can't let him go because if you let him go, Chicago will get him back.
Or somebody. Robbie Gould would get a job immediately if the 49ers stop.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah, he will because the team will not miss out on a good kicker,
Oh, it was said earlier, 50% of the games this year were won by field goal kickers. You need that guy to put that 3 points, 6 points up on the board. People be winning by 3 and 4 points. Who you think did it? It's a field goal kicker.
Yeah, because he's one of the best kickers in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So a team will get him in a heartbeat, like when they see him, that he's released, they will get him
5 minutes. 5 minutes later, the Hawks
Yeah,
will go after him.
Yeah, like in 1 minute, they'll be on the phone. They'll be, we want to send you here. We want to bring you as a kicker. He will get a job.
Mm-hmm. I think the Cardinals. We got two teams in our division would get Robbie right away. Because the Cardinals kicker's not. Who kicked?
Yeah.
Was Uncle our ex-kicker, was he with them last year? Uncle Phil. I think the Cardinals would let Uncle Phil go in a heartbeat to pick this. I don't think was Phil with the Cardinals last year. Anyway, and
Phil.
Janikowski has made the Seahawks mad.
Yeah,
So you know.
no. You mean the one that we had? Phil?
Yeah, Phil Dawson.
Oh, he was with Arizona.
Yeah.
He was with Arizona last year.
And he beat us, actually. Uncle Phil beat us last year. I just remembered.
Because he beat us by the field goal. So he kicked the field goal. So
gave him great pleasure to do that.
To give the Arizona the win.
That's right.
So Arizona, we always find a way to lose to Arizona. So
I know. But how did we lose to them last year? Nobody else did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We already beat. We already beat the Rams already. We already been there before. We already beat Seattle last year. And this season, we are gonna. It's time to beat Arizona to end that losing streak.
Mm-hmm. Next year, it's over. I mean, the Cardinals, they got away this past year, okay, but that's it. That's no more games with the Cardinals.
Yeah. So one more team to bring that like to take down, like one more team to we need this team to go down,
Mm-hmm. Teams that own us.
It's already been like 5 years for an embarrassment. So we don't want to keep losing to Arizona because you already know everybody beats Arizona. You can never beat
everybody
Arizona.
too.
Yeah.
Even Cleveland. Did Cleveland play Arizona? I don't think they did though. Cleveland's going to beat a lot of people next year though, so we can't count them as being bad anymore.
The little puppies, the Juju Browns.
They're a good team. They're going to contend next year. I got a feeling. Depends on what they do in the draft and free agency. And I know they got money, so somebody's going to Cleveland. And in fact, you know something, Roberto? They're probably going to take somebody we wanted, and he's going to want to go over there because he's going to say that program's up and running a little faster than you guys. So I'm sorry. I got to go to Cleveland. But the weather in Cleveland sucks. We got the Bay Area weather.
Yeah. And they're the only team to make Cleveland happy again because the basketball team there, it sucks, and they need a team to win now. So the Cleveland, the only hope is the Browns to win now. Because the basketball there sucks. So, for Cleveland, the dog pound.
Roberto, we got to go. I just mentioned Cleveland. Not only the basketball team, but the football team and the baseball team have some problems, too. Hey, Roberto, we got to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to look for you Friday.
Hey, Ronbo.
Yo.
Hey, I want to address a problem that happened yesterday. You know all the trolls that talk all this crap, like all these Rams fans now. All of a sudden they come out like from nowhere.
Yeah.
And then that
they'll go back to hiding. Roberto, after Sunday, they'll be back hiding again, taking their jerseys back to the store. Don't worry about those guys.
So you know that account, Dak Prescott.
No.
No, there's an account that is under Dak Prescott.
Oh, Dak. Okay.
Yeah, so I was gonna get on this young video, but I couldn't because that cow
Oh, ah,
yeah. He started
okay.
to
It's not to
disrespect.
bother you. But Roberto, if there's one guy who can take care of himself when it comes to text, I know it's you, so we won't worry about you. Get him, right?
Yeah, so you
Okay,
know
Roberto,
what? You
we got.
know, he disrespect like just because I want I come on the video, like right here you see me, and he wants to start talking about what happened to my face, and
Oh, I didn't see that, Roberto. Well,
yeah, and
yeah,
then he
I
said,
will not. He will be
yeah,
stopped,
yeah, so he said that
Roberto. But Roberto, we really got to go because we got people
yeah,
waiting. I promise you though, if I see him talking, taking personal shots at you, he will be gone. Okay.
yeah.
All
I
right.
don't know. It might be Rudy behind my account because I know
It could
Rudy has
be. Okay, Roberto, I
that.
really,
So
I promise you I'll take care of it though. Roberto, we really got to go.
yeah.
I'll see you
So
Friday. Okay. I got you. I got you. I
but
got your
yeah.
report though.
Well, I know it might be a joke, but you
No, it's
you don't.
not. He's
It
just.
might be a joke, but you don't play like that.
Yeah, Roberto. Some guys are stupid like that. Don't worry about it. We'll handle it.
Yeah.
All right, Roberto. Let me see you
I
Friday,
don't know.
please, Roberto. Gotta go and be ready. All right. All right, Roberto. Have a good night. Yeah. All right, fam. Yeah, guys. If you see somebody taking a shot at Roberto, let me know. Because I didn't see that. Hey, Sheik.
I need to remind you, San Francisco.
What? Is this? Did I hear that? Is that the Niners song? Sheik, can run out of time, Sheik, but I like it.
What's up, fam?
Going on, fam? Just sitting back here. And I didn't know Garçon had been released until just a little earlier today. I said, what? Really? They didn't make a big deal out of that, did they? In fact, that was the quietest release I've ever heard. Well, Kyle didn't actually, Wednesday Kyle said he wasn't going to be back next year, but Matt Maiocco made it, official, right? Says, oh, okay. Yeah. Whoa. That was quick and easy. Whoa. But anyway. Well, and then, of course, my boy Arik Armstead, exactly. Is he going to continue with $9 million? Most people don't think so. And then Malcolm Smith, who's been robbing the organization for 2 years, is it time for him to say goodbye? And as you know, Robbie Gould, please, would you stop fooling around, John, and sign him? So, what do you think?
Well, there's a saying, Ronbo, trim the fat. That, just dead weight. And I don't know why Gilliam is not on that list. Like, what is he doing, Ronbo? $4 million. I think he's making $4 million, being the backup, just being a bench warmer. That's another guy. I don't know why he's not on the list. Because we have Sean Coleman. Yeah, the tackle, the Seattle bum that we picked up. Remember that tackle?
Is he in the practice squad?
No, he's on our start. He's in our 53-man roster. He's a.
What's his first name?
Yeah.
Are we talking about the cornerback?
Gilliam.
Yeah.
No, the tackle. The offensive tackle, Gilliam. Remember, he used to play in Seattle. We picked him up for 2 years for 4 years. It's a tackle. Just look it up.
You know what's so funny? He didn't play at all last year. I never saw his name on the roster. The 49ers must have activated him every week because I never seen him on the I forgot all about Gary with the 2 R's in his name. I've forgotten all about him. He doesn't do diddly squat is right. I forgot he was even on the team. God. And wait.
I don't know why.
He got hurt a couple of
times.
I do remember getting hurt. He walks out one play. He's hurt. I remember now. You're right. Gilliam is useless.
Yeah. Well, that money, we should just cut ties and give it to Gould because that's our scoring guy. Helps out. He's our main guy that we need to sign. But yeah, we got to trim the fat, Rombo. Honestly, Arik Armstead needs to go. Garçon was done before the season started, Rombo.
Actually,
I saw it. you know, he doesn't even supposed to play in that Raiders game. If you remember, he's supposed to be like traded or.
And that was the best game. That's the best game he'd had in 2 years. You know what's really funny about Garçon? I thought that they said that neck injury was healed, but he still was not Garçon this year.
No.
He looked tentative. He had drops. These are things that Garçon never used to do. So, you know, yeah, I guess Kyle just had a talk with him and says, if you're not going to be able to continue, we're just going to go ahead and allow you to go ahead and shop and see if you can get paid and use somebody else's salary, you know? So, yeah.
Just watch, Ronbo. Gruden's going to call him. Hey, Garçon, how you doing, sir? You want to come I want to sign you over here, and I want to give you some stickers, and I want to sign you with that bonus sticker, you know? Let me put that on your helmet.
Get that off my head, man. Walks into the locker room, and there's his helmet sitting there with a Raider helmet, and he's got 2 stickers on it. Is the logo enough? God, I'm not wearing this.
Oh man, the Raiders. Oh, anyways, Ronbo. But like the thing is, we need to get like a lot of guys in this team. You know, there's a lot of guys in the boat, like the Bosa and Allen thing. You know, sorry, show, but he's not going to drop to the top 5. That with this talent, he's literally a top 3 guy. He's going to be the furthest he'll go is 3. He's not going to go past 3. We're not going to. We will not pass.
I think Show got that information from somewhere. I'm not sure if he may have that in his top 5. We got him right now. The CBS has him at number 2, with us picking him up, and the Cardinals are going to pick up Quinnen Williams. This is interesting. Let me see the number 3 pick.
Even Matt Mioka put a mock draft.
And the Jets are picking up the People's Choice while the Raiders pick up big, slow Rashawn Gary. This mock draft is hilarious in CBS, man.
Hey, did you see the new one that you see the new one with Matt Mioka and Bear from the Raider guy? I guess he did like a mock draft today, 5 hours ago. And number 1 was Quinnen Williams. Number 2 was Nick Bosa. Number 3 was Josh Allen. They got Gary.
That's what I'm looking at on CBS. Exactly. And Josh Allen goes to
I guess
the Jets.
they copycatted him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. It's like it seems like a lot of Quinnen Williams is going to be the top guy. They moved to the 3-4, Arizona Cardinals. So it seems like Quinnen Williams will trade down. Josh Allen could be a potential one. That could happen. That'd be a shocker. But Combine is going to be the stage for Josh Allen if he wants that one. But I think Quinnen Williams or Bosa is literally going to be the number 1 pick. But either or, Ronbo, those 2 talent are definitely good. You know, Josh Allen is an impact player. Nick Bosa is a hands down impact player. He's going to be really good for us. So we'll see what we do. But Earl Thomas, I want him. There's other guys that we need, but we need to fix what we have right now and cut the fat. Like even Malcolm Smith, he hasn't done that much. He needs to be cut or let go. I'd rather keep him around because we just got Warner. That's all we have in the linebacker core.
True.
So
and look out for Devin White in the combine. And I'm talking about that guy from Chicago. I'm talking about LSU. And look out for Greedy Williams. If he runs anywhere near as fast as somebody said, there's a rumor out that he runs a 4.3 or 4.2, but he runs a 4.3 now because of some reason. So what?
Let me tell you about Greedy Williams, Ronbo. He only played 2 years. His first year, he only got, I think it was 6 interceptions. And this past year, only got 2. He only played 2 years. And he got burnt a couple times with Alabama. That guy, I'm not saying he's a bad player. Everybody has their bad day. But the thing is, if we get Greedy Williams, that will be a bad choice because we need an edge rusher. And when you go try to find the edge rusher in the free agents, they're most likely going to get tagged. You're going to have like 4 tiers, like the 3rd tier kind of defensive end. If you have the best defense, then you better take them or you're going to be sorry in the end of the day. So linebackers, corners, you can find. We got our Sherman. We're good with that. Linebacker, we found Warner last year, so we could find other players to fill that mold. So
I hope so.
I know like
the 49ers always miss that cornerback that nobody knew anything about. Where did Chicago get those corners? Wow. And, well, you know what? It's fine. We got Adam Peters. They've had 2 years now to really take a look at some players. Last year, they were in a hurry. The first year, people don't understand. The 49ers did not have enough time to go out and really search the field like they did last year, which is why the draft was a little better last year, because people are all upset about the first-year draft. Well, Kyle and John didn't get there until what, now? Into the Super Bowl? Mm-hmm. So, I feel bad for them because they're getting a bad rap on that. But last year's draft it's probably this year's draft's last year's draft's probably going to pale in comparison with this one. I'm looking forward to good things from these guys because they know what they're doing. Nobody knows more what they're doing than Adam Peters. He built that Denver team when they became as powerful as they did. And Martin Mayhew, come on. These guys know what they're doing. So I'm looking for a solid draft this year and extreme strategies. We'll have a team. It'll be stocked. No doubt about it.
It's a make or break year. It's a make or break year for these boys. But I'm happy with Lynch, Shanahan. But, they definitely need to fix defense. Saleh, I'm not really happy. But they, we've been talking for a while, there was a lot of pieces that weren't there and not healthy. So we definitely need to find that core. And free agency in the draft is a key thing for this team to be good. I hope playoffs. We definitely need to look playoffs. But
I don't want to go to the playoffs. I want a team that's going in there and dominate. We'll see.
Yeah,
get in there step one.
All around.
All right.
All right. It's like, and another thing too, and it definitely, Ronbo, like this is another thing as well. In the '94, we won't spend crazy when we want that Super Bowl. I don't want to be all that too much because that kind of kills us later on.
Sure.
So we got to be smart on our decisions of what we do. Always. But anyways, Ronbo, shout out to Roberto. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Nighthawk. Shout out to everybody that calls in and hit that like for Ronbo Sports. We all love you, fam. All to your crew, brother.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to everybody.
All right.
You too. Shout out to Nighthawk Fan Club. Peace.
Have a good night.
Later.
Yeah. And Coach says there's another inside linebacker named David Woodward of Utah State. Very good player. Nose for the ball. Sure tackler and cover guy. He could be that hidden gem this year. PFF has him rated at second. All right. And Eric Smith has been a Niner since '84. Wow. It means Joe. 84 Empire and was 12 years old. But you can appreciate it even at 12. Proud then, proud now. And thanks, fam. Shucks. Thanks. Niner Empire, Niner for life. Everybody, James, you started a new trend. Lance Jackson says, glad Garçon is gone. Never should have came. He was tough, though, when he first came. That last year when he first started, he was tough. But it went all south all of a sudden. Michael Hurst has traded Armstead, Taylor, and Solomon. D'Angelo Mosley says we have K Street, J. Taylor, S. Day, S. Thomas, Defoe, Buckner, all play inside. We don't need Armstead. Too much money for him. Yeah, maybe. Jeff Tan says, who stole more money, Pierre Garçon or Malcolm Smith? Malcolm Smith. I didn't even have to think about that. Garçon did play at least some. Malcolm Smith didn't do anything but come to San Francisco and get paid. Wow, did he get away? Kirk Kazirik. That's a word play with the mouth. Kirk Kazirik. Kirk Kazirik. Right. What up, Kirk? Jesse from Walla Walla. What's up? Because I gotta say to Pierre, thank you. God bless. Now on to the next great AB. Well, maybe because there's going to be some kind of crazy rating. Boy, because quite frankly, I don't see it. I can't imagine it. Because the Steelers are going to ask for your firstborn. And as much as the 49ers want, probably they can't do that. So, Jesse. All right, Tyler. Come on in, Tyler. Tyler.
Rambo Sports.
AT.
I'm just playing. It's the Bo Show.
Yeah. It's either one or the other, Rambo or Bo. What's up, Tyler? You probably already heard about.
Ask me some questions, man.
Well, now you already heard about Garçon, right? And should
Yeah.
you or should you not hang my boy Arik Armstead up? And as Malcolm Smith spent way too much time in San Francisco already, and what is up with not signing Robbie Gould?
Okay. Slow down. Ask me one by one here.
All right. Let's start with Garçon. You do realize he's leaving, and are you supporting that or what?
You see, if the man could just stay on the field, okay? You
Yeah.
see how good he looked with Nick Mullins, man?
Didn't he? I was
come
worried.
on.
I think Nick would have won another game or two had Garçon stayed on the field. Him and Garçon were, I don't know how Garçon
would've beat the
developed such
Giants.
chemistry, but good grief, they were tough.
They would have beat the Giants. I know that much.
Yeah, probably. If Garçon's
That
there.
came down to one last throw, and Nick Mullins threw it out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Like, dude, put it in bounds, throw it up for grabs, let George Kittle go up and get it.
But Tyler, if we had Garçon, that play, that drive would have never been necessary. I
It
think
wouldn't
we
have
could've
came
put
down to that.
Right. Could have beat the Giants up before that play.
And you know what? Here's the thing. Think about it this way. We're letting Garçon go. So, I mean, I just wish the man could stay on the field, but we're letting him go. So that means either he knows, or like he literally has a really strong feeling about Pettis, or they're trading for AB. One or the other. There can't really be anything else. Now, I believe they will draft another wide receiver, but I don't think he's going to be like ridiculous, like an insanely great receiver in his first year. But he either truly believes in Pettis that much, which I think he does because he challenged him towards the end of the year. He's like, I expect more out of you. You know, you remember that? So I mean, obviously when he drafted him, here's the thing: Calvin Ridley, that receiver the Cardinals drafted. I thought not Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk. I meant
Kirk. Yeah, exactly.
The receiver Arizona drafted. I thought I wanted him. He went to Texas A&M. He was a stud.
I wanted both, but I wanted both. I said, you know, that guy Kirk is special, and he's Kyle's kind of guy. But then I thought Dante was too.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Dante when Kyle picked him. I was like, okay, you picked him over Christian Kirk. I'm kind of mad. But here's the thing. He obviously saw enough in him to pick him there that early. And usually I think Shanahan's the type of guy, if he picks a wide receiver that early, he expects him to do great things at some point. I don't know how long necessarily that would take. But obviously letting Garçon go, it sends a message that, look, I see something in Pettis or we're trading for AB. I think it has to be one of the two.
You know, here's the thing. I got to make this. This is really strange. Okay, Tyler, I didn't see any announcement 4 days ago about Garçon being released. And now I'm reading Matt Maiocco has actually put a tweet out saying, I'm seeing quotes from you. Huh? This is Jason. Oh, Jason Hubbard. Okay, he says, Shanahan officially said Garçon won't be returning next year. Can you confirm? Okay, let me get back to you on this. Something's very weird. I don't know what's going on with this. But apparently...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Garçon's gone, man.
Okay, let me just read Matt's quote. He says, that is not accurate at all. Kyle Shanahan did not say that. Nothing even close to that. But I've speculated at $6 million for next season. It's highly unlikely 49ers are willing to commit that much to him, but that's not exactly going out on a limb. Okay. So Matt,
look, I don't think he's coming back. Honestly,
yeah, it's not official.
It makes too much sense for him not to come back.
Okay. Yeah.
It makes too much sense for him not to return to the team. So, I mean, honestly, because like we saw enough from Dante Pettis, because think about it, at the beginning of the season, he was already decently productive when he wasn't starting. And then he got the opportunity to start. He had that big-time game against Seattle. He had a good game against Tampa. He had a good game against Denver. Although, obviously, you know, Shanahan players, especially offensive skill position guys, those guys jump. Yeah. And I think Jimmy Garoppolo, I always tell you,
I don't know if he has to play through the system in the first year or if it's a head knowledge thing. But obviously he has a way better head knowledge grasp of the system now.
Yeah.
So he should be more comfortable. And the dude's already throwing the ball in January. He ought to be 100% by OTAs. That's a great thing.
Yeah, I look for bigger, better things from Jimmy. What I want to see stop is the curse of our offensive. Tyler, you know what? I just realized Jimmy Garoppolo.
There ain't nothing wrong with the O-line, man. Come on, man.
No, I'm saying Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt. Matt Breida, every guy that Shanahan has big plans for, Matt Breida, Jerick McKinnon, Jimmy Garoppolo, Dante Pettis. Kind of scary, huh?
Think
George
about
Kittle
it.
stayed, but George was actually hurt. He played through pain.
Yeah, I think he cracked a rib.
Cracked a rib, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's got to be Levi's Stadium. I still think there's some kind of curse going on in there.
The thing is, I don't think they. I don't want to say they can't afford it, but I just don't think they want to put any new turf in. And I think you were talking about how. Yeah, I think you were talking about how you wanted them to build a new stadium,
right?
Make it a multi-purpose thing with the Warriors.
Yeah,
they should have done that.
Well, that's the thing.
Plus, keep it.
They're liable to have road races in that place over the weekend before the game. I mean, the following weekend they plant
you
turf.
Think about it. I mean, Levi Stadium's not as far from San Francisco as you'd think, because it's in Silicon. It's I don't want to say it's in Silicon Valley, but it's really close. Silicon Valley is just right. It's south of San Francisco, so it's not really as far as you'd think. But it should have been in
from
the
downtown San Francisco to the stadium in 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how long it
takes.
The least
they could have done is tear down Candlestick, and then if they're gonna tear down Candlestick, at least rebuild a stadium right there instead of. They could have done that. They could have tore it down and then rebuilt it right there.
Yep. Because there's something
about
that
their time,
salty water air and that cold.
But hey,
there's a lot of things about it. You need that park for a lot of reasons, and the players need to adapt to it, and they can win in there. I know.
Think about it, Ronbo. Think about this. Jimmy Garoppolo is undefeated in a 49er uniform at home.
And then there's that.
He ain't lost in that stadium yet.
Yeah.
Just saying. Is there a small sample size? That's just an excuse. He has not lost a game in that stadium as a starter. So
you know what?
We'll see. Maybe he's
like
the
you're
key.
saying though, turf and training people, they've got to be A+ guys this year. We cannot have every last guy on the IR.
I think they need to give Alabama or Clemson's training guys a call.
Yeah, those guys, man. Because any team that has people that don't go down all the time. But Tanner, we're out of time. I'll look for you Sunday, okay?
Yep, I'm just interested. Well, wouldn't it be Friday?
Yeah, Friday. I forgot.
Yeah.
We got to laugh and joke about the Rams before the game. Huh?
I think it's gonna be interesting to see who they go and get to be the trainers and stuff. So.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. I still think they should.
All right, man.
I still think they should bring Arnold. Arnold knows about the body like nobody else. So anyway, I will see you Friday. We got to make jokes about the Rams.
Yeah, they should hire me, man.
And I know you know what you're doing, Shatter.
My high school coach said they should hire him.
Everybody believes they can handle a job better than who they've had. All right, Tanner. I'll see you Friday.
Niner Empire, Niner for life. I'm joining the trend. Pipe bomb.
Yeah, I'm looking at this tweet. It's freaking me out. I said, what? And they're right. ESPN, CBS, all these guys put out news that and they quoted Matt Mayoko, and Matt said that is not accurate at all. Kyle Shanahan did not say that. Nothing even close to that. So be careful what you read. I guess fake news has arrived in the sporting circles. We'll see. All right. Momo Morton says, hey, Rev. We've not seen a Rev in forever. Rev 49 hits in the building. What's up, Rev? Mr. Joe Pappas said, just got home from work and am going to listen to Ronbo's opening monologue in the shower. It's always my favorite part of the show, and I'm glad he's He's made it longer recently. Thanks, Mr. Pappy. Or Mr. Joe P. And Danny the Loose Cannon Delgado. He says, hey, Ronbo, shout out from Michigan. Hey, some Danny. And William Roberts, Niners for life. Mike Vick Jr. He says, I just hit this backwood up. You're trying to hit it some gelato. Gelato. Ice cream? I have crazy about it. I'm not sure what's going on there. And R.K. Belmont says Solomon Thomas was held a lot. Yeah, I know, right? He really was. There was a lot of infractions on Solomon. But Solomon's got to make it obvious. Start throwing your arms all around like a crazy man and falling down. Do a little flopping and at least get the ref's attention. I don't know if anyone has ever asked, but is wifey a 49ers fan too? Yeah, actually. Michael Dezot. Oh, by the way, let me explain my pronunciation of Robbie Gould's name. We had a kid named Stevie Gould on our team when I was in school. He pronounced his name Gould. He spelled it the same way. So it's going to be hard. It's hard for me to make that adaptation because there's two pronunciations. Robbie probably does pronounce his name Gould. I hear people say that all the time. So I'll work on it. All right. Anyway, Michael Dezot says, what's up? Man, what's up, fam? I did that one. Curtis McLeod. Scott Bryan says Devin White is the best pick, then go for a defensive end. Wow. 49ers might be looking at linebackers. I'm not sure. Target Man 78, what's up? Akil Raju says, move Tart to linebacker if we can't sign one. I feel like he plays better in the box. See, he's already in the box, but he's a little light for the linebacker spot, though. Offensive lineman will do a job on him. Scott Bryan says, Harris beats out Tart this year. That's going to be a battle. Because Bryant, Harris looked good last year, and he didn't get no spring, no trade, no OTAs, nothing. He was out all the time. He came in and played when he played. His first week was a little questionable. His second week was pretty good. His third week was whoa, hey, that fight with Chicago was epic. Then that shows boy's got some dog in him. Love me some dog in my players. Niners knock him cold. Keep Armstead hands down. Get rid of Malcolm Smith, Tart, and Jimmy Ward. Oh, I tell you. And John Dillon says, San Francisco Warriors, San Francisco Giants, San Francisco 49ers all day. All right, John. Pappy Pablo XXX. This guy probably going to get a quarterback undrafted free agent in the draft. And I think we can get a good draft pick for Nick Mullins. Third pick. I don't know if anybody's going to give you a third pick. Somebody made a point. Show might be right. I don't know that Nick Mullins is stock. A lot of coaches probably know, and GMs, they know that Nick Mullins is a result of Kyle Shanahan and probably to some degree Rich Scarangello. Yeah. So don't look for them high picks for Nick Mullins. I don't see that happening. Or two, is that too high? Yeah, way too high. And then probably could get a 6th or 7th round for CJ. You could get a box of popcorn for CJ. CJ's got a lot of work to do. But doesn't necessarily mean he's never going to get there, but he's not ready yet. Down in Montana says Razors Anderson Cooper. That's what I was trying to think of. Anderson Cooper keeping them straight. Is Anderson called it keeping him honest? I think Anderson called it keeping him honest. Calvin Smith, what's up? And Leroy Phillips Sr., defensive tackle Gerald McCoy from Tampa Bay. That's what I was talking about earlier. Adam Duggan says, check out that safety from Mississippi State. All right. 49ers Faithful 2019. What's up, fam? And the man Jot, the myth, the legend. Wait a minute. The myth, the legend. The icon? HBK, is that you? No, you'd put HBK, right? He says, Jade Mingo was the first black NFL kicker for the Broncos when they were in the AFL. Jade Mingo. I can't wait to go Google it. But I'm not talking about punter. I'm talking about guy who goes for the field goal kickers, and because I'm always there's a couple of kickers. We even seen one as recently as last year before Gruden ran him out of Oakland. Coach says there's no debate on Bosa. He is the best defensive edge in this draft. He plays a run, has violent hands and speed. Josh Allen can still work for us if Bosa's gone. We have to develop him quickly. And Coach also goes on to say Patriots sign a lot of free agent players and role players for their schemes. That's why they are successful, and they cheat too. Because how does Belichick always have somebody for, and they do this over in one season time. So Coach also says, with Street coming up, Armstead is going to be expendable. Trust me. And Big Show says, we drafted Eric strictly to stop the run. We were allowing 200-plus yards. No, Eric was part of the guys that were getting ran on, I think. Rushing before Eric came along. We need to relax and give Eric a breather. $6 million for Eric and plus incentives. I like that deal, actually. Because he's not a bad football player. Not really. Dolan says we need to keep some below-average players for depth. Yeah. We can't have a team full of stars at every position. There are weaknesses on every team. JMJP says, what if... I know a real deal spiritual healer and could minimize home stadium injuries. If you can open any access to going into the stadium at the 50-yard line and close off and lift any issues, boy, I tell you, it would be nice, huh? All right. JP, what up, fam? Defense is the key to success. And I know a real... Oh, we did that one. Coach says CBS is stupid. There's a chance Cards take Quentin Williams. But if they let Golden walk, Golden, that's the guy I'm talking about. There are other defensive outside linebacker they won't, although they could move Reddick into Golden spotted edge. And John says, like I said, watch film on Broncos edge rusher Shaquille Barrett. All right. Fam, hit that like. I got to roll out of here. And have you a good night. Friday, we're going to talk Super Bowl and whatever else is going on in the Niner Empire. The streets of the Niner Empire. Boy, it'd be great to make a movie, too, a TV series on that. Fam, look forward to seeing you Friday. You hit that like. Wait, hit it.